Tucker. That looks good.
Get the mochi.
Yeah. Let's eat.
Like a normal human, it took me like 29 years to figure out the best way to cut a bagel. It's like,
I mean, the way you held them as a Luna, it's just like, yeah, you could probably cut anything with that.
yeah, this is actually gonna be my new knife. I'm a one-trick pony now.
I think you're doing great though. It's nice and soft on the herb.
This is definitely the first time I've used it.
Yeah.
But like
Get crazy with it. Yes.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Hello everyone, welcome to Mixed Plate. My name is Chef Andy Lunique, and if it's your first time here, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you. This fine young gentleman next to me is Tucker, AKA Jericho, who's an old friend, a fantastic individual, one of the first people in the game, frankly, and has done it better than most folks. And I got to tell you right now, it's been fantastic. Once again, if this is your first time joining us, this is an experience and a show all about sharing stories and sharing recipes. If you have a family recipe or an experience that you'd like to share, make sure that you tag me or tag Tucker if you'd like to, or the Crown channel using hashtag MyMixedPlate. Share your recipes, share your family stories. We want to see some. We like to feature them on the show, and I want more photos because I know you're all out there, especially you, Mike, and other people. So just let me know. So yeah. Oh, you need much more. Keep going.
I was just letting you do your thing. I didn't want to miss anything. I wanted to.
No, you're here to work.
Yeah, literally. It's like I cook all the time at home, but now I'm actually working. I got to make something good for not just you, but for me.
I mean, you're gonna eat most of this anyway.
Yeah.
So, honestly, I actually had a much harder menu. I peeled back like several layers before we did this, but you're one of the folks who can really throw down, and I've eaten with you, I've cooked with you before.
Yes.
It's gonna be fun.
I think the last time we cooked together was probably a different me. I was still very, very shy, but now I've had to learn to cook for other people a little bit more frequently. So it's been nice to have somebody else eating your cooking, because when I make it, if it's edible, I'm like, yeah, it's pretty good. It's edible. Like nobody's there to tell me it's too salty or anything.
Do you eat over the stove like a gremlin sometimes?
Eat over. It's so weird you say this because I have a kitchen table and I have like a what do you call it? Like a little, like, what do you call it? It's like a bar seat.
Oh, a bar. See,
yeah, literally,
a stool.
Yeah, I have stools that I use, and I'll make the food, and then I eat fast. It's not that I don't enjoy it. It's just like I want it right now.
Yeah.
And so I'll just sit like over the sink, and I'll just sit there and eat my food.
Because it's like Ann was saying that today earlier.
That's
it's just like,
yeah,
like why would I go upstairs with the freaking bowl and the whole thing, and then it's like I can eat this meal right now and be done with it, even wash this dish. Right?
Yeah, unless it's like a real meal, one that I'm trying to like sit down and have a conversation, I'm eating it over the kitchen sink, and it's less cleanup. Like I'm lazy.
There's nothing wrong with that. Just enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
So check it out. You've been probably pretty curious about what we're making today. You're seeing a lot of stuff. You've been floating around and trying not to listen.
To look and listen. Yeah.
We can't help that. But today, I tried my best to make a menu that dictates your past, your present, and something that I was personally excited to show you for a long time.
Okay.
And you're the first one that's really gonna see like the behind the scenes part of it, and I think you're gonna crush all of it.
Okay.
So the first dish is going to be Spätzle. Have you had Spätzle
I have
before?
no idea what it sounds German.
Yes, it is. It is a German dumpling, and the way we're gonna be making them is essentially we have a Spätzle maker.
Yo, this looks like a great. Wait, this is just like a cheese grater. This is like the better version.
It's a reverse cheese grater, essentially. I know no one talks about it, but the sharp edges are here. So we're gonna be making the dough. We're gonna be using the slap method with the dough.
Okay.
And essentially we're gonna be doing that with a little bit of herbs, some milk, some butter, and then essentially doing that with a maple compound butter, which I made earlier.
Okay.
Now it's maple, vanilla, cinnamon, and just gonna hit the pan. We're gonna fry that up. Now you're gonna taste that first. And that's gonna be a dish that I know how much you're involved with your family and all, but I know not everybody knows everything about their heritage.
Yeah,
I sure
exactly.
as hell don't. But the next dish we're gonna be making after that is going back to some of the time you spend in Maryland. And being from that area, I didn't want to be too cliche and be like, oh, we're gonna make crab cakes. No, screw that.
By the way, I've had so much crab. I literally, after the day that I had like a sit down talk with the team and everybody, I had just ordered 4 pounds of crab from my favorite place in Maryland and shipped it over. So I was like, I mean, I know I like crab, but like I'm gonna be eating it a lot this week. So.
Oh Lord. Well, we're gonna be doing it a little bit differently.
Yeah.
We have jumbo lump crab meat, and we're gonna be doing cheddar crab biscuits.
Oh, I actually like literally my neighbor would make these like cheddar crab biscuits. So I'm gonna be curious to try ours because the only ones I've ever had is whatever my neighbor brought over to the picnic. So
ours have smoked Gouda, sharp cheddar, herbs, and
nice.
crab cake that you're going to be making the first one, but I have some others that are going to be coming up.
Okay.
Alrighty, so we're going to do that together. It's going to be a sticky dough, and it's got a ton of butter on it.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Really.
So the last one is you're somebody who's like to eat a little healthier over time.
Yes.
And I feel like chicken and waffles has that reputation of fried chicken, things like that. So we're going to leave the waffle to my recipe, old school, and I have like the Cadillac of waffle makers here.
Okay.
And I'm so excited about it. We get to do a little giveaway later with it.
Ooh, I'm looking around for like, where's this
You're gonna see it. It's so extra. He makes like 4 waffles at once.
Oh my God, perfect.
But we're gonna be doing a lemon lime chicken with herbs. We're gonna do a basting method. So instead of doing fried chicken, you're gonna learn how to elevate your protein, which is something we talked about.
Yeah.
So I've been brining the chicken for about 24 hours.
Okay.
So learn how to make a perfect piece of protein, but take it up 2 levels. So you're
good.
gonna be butter basting with this large spoon.
I mean, that's a lot of, this is, how much butter are we going to be using?
I'm gonna be like half stick of butter.
Like all of it?
Yeah, it's healthy, but not that healthy.
Right.
But you know,
Like
at the end,
healthy with a little asterisk.
I mean, I feel like you can get away with it.
Right.
So does that sound good to you?
Yeah, that sounds incredible. I'm so
Sick.
excited.
I hope you get to
your
eat.
spoon back though.
I mean, feel free to snack at any point in time. I don't mind. But we're gonna get your herbs cleaned up. Okay.
You think I didn't do a good job?
You did a great job, but
Thank
now
you.
you just have to take them off your board.
Yes.
Here's your bench scraper.
Thank
Get
you.
those going. Do you use that at home?
I don't, but you know, it's great coming in here because I knew I would have the ability to kind of scour your tchotchkes and see which ones I need to then buy when I'm at home. I'm like, yeah, the scraper is first on the list. Why haven't
Malika is the one you need to trust because my kitchen is still, I just moved.
Yeah.
So I haven't been fully equipped, but she like has, every time I've had an idea, she will go to like the cupboard or somewhere else and goes, you know what I do have? And it never fails. No matter, I'll think of something random today, bet you $100 it'll be upstairs or behind us somewhere.
Yeah, very well stocked kitchen.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be great. So what we're gonna be doing is put everything inside of here, all your herbs, and we're gonna be making spetzel dough. So you're not familiar with this, right?
No.
Okay.
I mean, pretzels, yeah, big fan. Spetzels, I mean, you know, dumplings are great. I feel like every culture has some version of dumplings, so I'm always a big fan of gravy or whatever the heck, you know, just dough.
These are tiny dumplings that kind of sliver into a pot, and then essentially we're gonna fry the crap out of them.
Okay.
So what you're gonna do is grab me those eggs. Okay, we have our herbs already finished up. We're gonna put some herbs in there.
Okay.
And then the milk as well. So I already added the salt just to kind of speed things up a little bit. But what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you how it's done. You're gonna see how fast this goes.
Okay.
And you can make these on your own. And if you don't have a spetzel maker, no big deal.
Yeah, I don't.
Right?
Andy, how many people do you think even know what a spetzel maker is? It's gotta be one of the most unique one-stop items ever. Like I get mad at my bread maker because I'm like, well, that's a pretty big item just for one thing, but like a spetzel maker. All right.
I use a slotted spoon when I don't have a spetzel maker.
Okay.
I'm going to put a poll up. I'm gonna ask this. How many of you know what spetzel is and or have a spetzel maker? I'm gonna
I
say
bet
that
you there's
one.
about four or five people that are just like, I'm a big spetzel fan. Grandma Babushka used to make it all the time.
Alrighty, so you're gonna hit me with the herbs.
Okay.
And then we're just gonna do this together.
Alright.
Just gonna make it nice and green. Perfect, that's enough. Alrighty, crack those 4 eggs, mix them all up right in that pan, and then I'll give you a quick fork to do that.
Yeah, thank you.
There you go. There we go. Now see, I've watched you cook, so I'm just gonna throw stuff at you because I'm not worried about telling you how to do certain things. I know you're gonna knock it out the park.
Yeah.
It's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
It's great to have somebody who is going to encourage me, despite the fact that I know that there's going to be a little bit of eggshell in here, but it adds texture, flavor, and a little bit of protein.
There's trust and love here.
Yeah.
I mean, you come a long way from microwaving a cup by accident. So I just feel like,
did. That was like 3 years ago.
yes,
and
I don't forget things.
Yeah. Trust me, that cup is no longer with us. It had metal on it, and it was a gift from my mom, and I had to tell her. I was like,
Oh,
"Listen,
Lord.
I just needed to microwave some butter. It's not my fault."
Your mom's watched your streams plenty of times.
She was watching. I recently did a cooking stream just to try out some new tech stuff, which, by the way, you know, I mean, I know you know, but for those of you who don't know, I'm not. No matter how much she tries to lie, like I'm not comfortable at cooking. And that's kind of the whole point is like, I like trying to do very difficult things and see if it's accessible or not. I'm gonna give you this one.
Oh, yes.
40% know what that is.
40%?
40% you know Spetzel.
That's not
bad.
true. Somebody was like, well, you just told us, of course I know.
That's fair. That's probably fair.
I mean,
There, less is also about even with yes.
yeah. Yeah, just bless you.
So you were saying you weren't comfortable with
Yeah, making food and stuff. So I don't even know what we were talking about prior to this. I lost my chain of thought.
You're good.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, look. Hopefully, I'm a little bit better at making the basics than when we last cooked.
I think you're going to do fine, but I'm curious, as somebody who's probably watched your stream, has she ever been on stream with you?
Yeah, so she did come on, and we made, my dad has a homemade biscuits recipe that he made every Sunday when I was growing up, and had the big family breakfast. So like that kind of eating as a family, especially in the it might not be done all the way.
Well, you're good. You're fine,
especially on like the weekends was really important to me. So we made his recipe. We made my mom's side of the family, which was like a southern dumpling.
Yeah.
And it's kind of about like that's what she did, but they weren't allowed to help, so they just kind of sat off camera and just made fun of me for not being able to do anything, and it turned out okay.
They have a cocktail in their hands, slowly swirling.
I kept wine far away from my mom's.
Lord.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun to watch. So this is going to be the weirdest part about making spetzel, okay?
Okay.
The idea is this is going to be what you do is it's going to be a scoop as if you're making biscuits, but it's a wet dough.
Right.
Okay. And what you're going to do is I'm going to have a very particular motion, right?
Okay.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to have you copy it, okay?
All right.
So it's about only a 1/4 cup of milk for spetzel dough. I'm just going to eyeball that. So what I'm going to do is just watch what I do. And this is going to make some lovely dumplings.
Like folding it in.
Yep, and just kind of like getting in there. And that's why I use the gloves because my hands are gonna get weird anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, and then once it's all kind of incorporated and together, you see why we put the herbs in there, you season with it. This is a super basic dish, and you're gonna notice this is wet, it should be drier. That's a lie, okay?
Okay.
And I'm probably gonna add, give me a little bit more milk there.
Yeah, just a splash.
Just a splash, yeah. All right? Okay.
This is
ready?
great, yeah.
And then this is the motion.
Well, I love playing in sand. It's like, I mean, all right, I get it though. You really just kind of just beat it around, huh?
Slap it.
Slap the dough. You did say the dough slap method. So why?
Now you see the elasticity from my fingers?
Yes.
That's how you know when it's getting ready.
Gotcha. So just close your eyes and.
I could not look at the camera, which is why I stared directly into your eyes.
I mean, I was trying not to look at your eyes too, because like, look, I mean, we've known each other for a while, but I don't know.
We've known each other well enough to get past certain boundaries. This is not one of them. Alrighty, hop in there. I want to see you take care of that.
So you're really just.
Right, and the elasticity is how you know where it's going. You feel me?
Gotcha.
Now let's get that action cam ready to go. We're gonna get ready to boil these. Yeah.
Yeah, you just really want to think about all the people that have wronged you in your life, or we're on front page. So we're just gonna get in here and it's very elastic. So what's this do? Give it air?
No, it's not the air actually. This is what gives you the dumpling flavor, that chewiness, right?
Oh.
And you're actually right where it should be because when you pull it from your hands, it should stick. You see that?
Oh yeah.
That's what you're looking for.
Gotcha.
And this is not something I made up. That is the official method I learned in culinary school back in 2003.
Gotcha.
If you want to know, I'm not making any of it.
Yeah, no, I think they went with a tried and true. I like it.
Okay.
All right.
Learned this from an actual German chef too. He was a certified master chef at the Culinary Institute of America. Alrighty, action cam, get on over here. We're gonna make some spetzel. So, the spetzel maker.
Okay.
Behind the scenes.
Oh, here we go. Check it out.
We gotta get.
Oh man.
I don't know. Come on over.
Where are we going?
He's gonna hug right between us, okay? So, the spetzel maker sits on top of the machine. You grease it up on top of the pot. I have boiling salted water, right? Spray that down. And then, what we're gonna do is, you add a little bit of dough right into the top of this, and all you're gonna do is literally go back and forth. Yeah, and that makes all the dumplings. It falls through. It's insane, right?
Yeah.
So add a little bit of that dough, like a good heaping spoonful, right into that side of it. So we're gonna be clean here. Yeah, get all up in there, right? And then immediately just start going back and forth.
All right.
And look at that.
Look at that go.
Yeah.
All right, see, I kind of get what you mean by reverse cheese grater. This
Yep.
is,
And you got this nice small spetzel pieces. If you want longer spetzel, you move slower. Exactly. And this is a simple dumpling. If you don't have pasta dough, if you don't want to make it yourself, This works really well. When you see the end, you're gonna be like, holy cow.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like if I was saying, hey, I got gnocchi at home, but look, I'm not doing all this by hand. This is way easier.
Thank you. And honestly, you can use a mixer if you wanted to,
Okay.
but sometimes I'm a bit of a fan of the tried and true classics, and I like to just show folks the root way
You need
of
to
doing
know what it feels like too. Otherwise, how are you gonna know what it's supposed to look and feel like if you're doing it by machine the whole time?
Precisely. Put one more spoonful in there,
All
and then
right.
we'll just keep it going, and then we're done. Look at that. That's gonna help. It's a serving for 3 to 4 people, just like that.
Good. We have 2, but that's fine.
Well, I mean, the crew tends to jump us afterwards,
Oh,
so
okay.
there we go. So we have the spetzel, and we're all done here.
Yeah,
and then the
feel
nice
pretty
part
good.
is, I think we need to grab the spider.
What the hell is a spider? I found it.
Oh, I gotta move out. I gotta. Okay. All right. Okay.
Now come back in. Come back in.
No, you want me again?
Yes.
Yeah, come on. Don't leave us.
So you see all the dumplings are finished, right?
Yeah,
It's
wow.
all good to go. Okay. And then don't ever do that. Sorry, I don't feel that, but just be careful. And you
Yeah,
can
I was
use
like,
this
I'm
as
not
well.
dipping my hand in there.
No, it's a bad idea. You scoop it up. Look at that.
Wow.
That was much faster than classic pasta.
Yeah, look at that.
Now I'm gonna shock it and chill it down.
Gotcha.
Right? Scoop that all up and you're in good shape. And look at that. That's a meal on its own. It's a good side too.
I mean, yeah, this is great. And also, I mean, hey, the hardest part is finding a place that sells a maker for it.
Spetzel
A
maker.
spetzel maker, yeah,
Now,
exactly.
technically speaking, if you use a slotted spoon and like a regular dinner spoon
Yeah.
and go back and forth, you'll get the exact same effect. The ones I made were bigger, so I already had some that were left over.
No, I can tell.
Yeah, so we're in good shape there. And guess
Yeah,
what?
we're
We're done.
All right, that's
Spetzel.
Okay. Now I'm backing out.
Bye.
I'm backing out. I'm backing out. I'm
Okay.
backing out. Hit that button.
So check it out. We're done there. We're in good shape with the spetzel, right? That's gonna cool down. Normally, before I go with this next method, what you would do is you would just essentially take this out, cool it down, chill it, and then you'd fry it. So I already did that yesterday, so we have some stuff ready to go.
Ah, the real cooking show magic.
Oh, absolutely.
It's so great. You gotta just make everything twice and we're done.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So we have our switch out right here, and you saw that I made the longer ones.
Gotcha.
Right? And those are like nice bigger ones, and they have those nice pieces,
I think
right?
it's pretty average, you know?
And
Maybe even above average. I think mine look great.
I can't believe you.
I think.
Yours are just fine.
Thank
just
you.
Right.
That's the way they. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm actually going to ask the crew to grab these because you could just grease them down if you want to.
Uh-huh.
So, actually, no, we're in good shape. So I'm just going to do, where'd I leave because I'm a fool. Alrighty? So I'm going to do this, and we're going to get ready to fry these bad boys. So if you would just kindly grease those up and then hand those off to the crew. Toss it right in there. Yeah, and then,
And then just kind of.
yes, indeed.
All right.
If you want to take those home, you can if you
Yeah, just like I can just take the whole thing home.
want. So while I get prepped for the next area, you're a Crown veteran. You've been here for a minute.
I have
Alrighty.
since the start. I think I did the first stream ever on Crown
Very,
Channel.
very chasing the crown. All right,
Yeah.
I need to know more about it because I'm the noob here. I'm the new guy.
Okay.
And you almost started the channel, you like kick things off.
Yeah.
And it's been 3 years, 2 years?
Well, Chasing the Crown, the first one started. I had meetings with them. This was way before the pandemic. It was supposed to be in show, in person, and obviously we had to audible quite a bit and did it all remote for both seasons that I was a part of. Or actually, I guess it was both seasons. But the first one that we did was was at a music festival, Countdown Music Festival, which is actually one of my music labels like partners.
Okay.
So that was really cool for me because it was like, I've always been saying music and gaming, like of course they go together, but to be able to do that man on the street thing physically at a festival is really cool. And then Chasing the Crown is just great because if you're not familiar, it basically took smaller streamers who were up and coming, who had great, energy, great talents, and then put them in front of hundreds of thousands of people every week to kind of just showcase them. So that was really fun to be a part of.
Would you want to do that again?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always great to be able to work with people who normally aren't going to get the focus, right? Twitch is a huge place, the internet's huge. So bringing in these streamers, these content creators from basically from all over Twitch, there's no other way for me to ever get to experience, a musician or a cooker or somebody else So yeah, of course. Like I hope they continue to put more eyeballs on the people that are doing the high effort stuff.
I think the entire industry could do better work in that regard. I feel like we could do a
It's
lot
an
more.
uphill battle for literally everything. Who discovers the new talent? Like who's out there digging?
If that was my job, I'd be pretty happy, to be honest.
Okay.
I'm just like looking for new talent and just finding the next.
Yeah, I'll call up Uncle Twitch and I'll just be like, listen, I got this guy.
If that was like anyone's job, I think that would be like the greatest like hustle opportunity ever, and make that a show.
Yeah.
But I know. I think we could all find that one person that's got the spark. But it feels like over time, you just have to take the time that everybody else knows it's a battle.
It's a lot of legwork, and 99% are not good. But hey, like it's worth it for the 1%. Whenever you find the person or whatever you're looking for, it's like, oh my god, all that work was actually not in vain.
Damn Skippy.
Yeah.
So check it out. We have duck fat with a little bit of avocado oil.
Where do you get rendered duck fat? Because I saw it when I came in here. I was like, oh, we better be using that.
So I know a guy.
Yeah, he's got
this is
duck.
actually at Whole Foods. You can get it on Amazon. But we actually, this is gonna sound extra, but we made duck confit, and we actually render a lot of our own as well. So we go hard.
Okay.
So this pan is screaming hot.
Yeah.
Okay. The idea is I want these nice and crispy. So we're going to fry these, and then I'm just going to leave them alone for a little bit.
When you say screaming hot, you mean this is over high heat?
Oh yeah, very high heat, right? So I'm gonna fry these. Again, do not do what I do.
Yeah, what in going? This man's got his bestest fingers.
I just don't feel it's gone.
Yeah, well, I mean, ever since I started cooking, like I've slowly lost the feeling in like 2 of my fingers. I'll get there eventually.
You'll know it's over.
Right, and I can no longer feel the touch of my loved ones like on my hands. This is the price of making good food. I can't feel my son's face.
Once I get to the point where I can like put my hand on the flat top and not flinch and just like look at the eyes of my
Andy, it's
enemy.
not an induction cooker.
What are you talking about, man? But the problem is I have a 2-year-old daughter who copies everything. And unfortunately, I made a mistake and touched the waffle iron. She has her own little mini waffle iron. It's about this big.
Adorable.
And that was her first experience with hot. And I felt terrible. She was fine. She literally didn't have no burns or anything, but my God, my heart. So check it out. Have a listen. We're frying, we're waiting for the liquid to come out. We're going for dark crispy, okay?
Right, we haven't moved it at all since
Not
we
at
put
all.
it in there.
Leave it alone. It's like you're searing a steak.
All
You know
right, so
what
we're
I'm
not, because whenever I get a pan full of stuff, I'm like, looking for somebody like, hey, you want to see me flip this a couple times? Like, I just want to see.
saying? Would you like to flip this?
Oh yeah, maybe.
Yeah? All right,
I mean,
we're gonna
hey,
switch
it's
spots.
hot oil, right? So like, what could go wrong?
It's actually hot duck fat, so it's
You're
harder.
right, it's even
Wait
worse.
for it. Because what I'm listening for is, once I know that it's really good to go, this is deceiving, right? If we can get
Yeah.
another shot of this, it's nice and crispy at the edge,
Right.
but in about
But in
10
the
more
middle.
seconds is what we're gonna do.
Okay.
Okay? So,
I'm gonna wait to flip it until we have the people away from me.
preheated, yeah, but don't worry about it, don't worry.
Oh, it smells so good. It's not smoky though, so it's got a really high.
It's got a high heat, and I add the avocado oil as an insurance policy, just in case there's some impurities that burn. So, go for the first flip, and you're gonna see, yeah. You see that?
Yeah.
That's that nice color. You see that?
Yeah.
Like you have those nice little crispies and
Look
things
at
like that, and it's puffing up nicely. If you guys ever make spetzel, this is the way to go. Once we have it to the point where we want it, we're gonna hit this with the maple cinnamon butter.
See, I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, we got peanut butter coming in. I don't know what's happening. None of this makes sense. Yeah, we could trade spots again.
You sure? You don't want to do it again?
Oh, I didn't know if we were.
I didn't say you were done.
All right, I'm sorry, chef.
You're good. I feel like it's gonna be one of those things. I might even let you plate it.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's exactly what I need.
All I'm saying is, you've got the skills. You're in good shape. You know what I mean? Here, check it out. Get that
you.
spoon if you want to move it around a bit
Yeah.
more. You can feel it. Always hold your pan, because that's when you can accidentally do that.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, you have any memories cooking with your mom, like dishes that you never seen before?
So, I think a lot of people who grew up in a very active household may remember a similar lifestyle where I did not get a lot of home time. I lived an hour away from school, so it was wake up at 5 in the morning and then, drive to school, eat like a really quick breakfast,
Yep.
and then go to soccer practice after. And then get home at 7 and do homework and then all this stuff. So my mom would most likely make very like basic stuff that was quick to kind of like throw in. So
Yeah.
a lot of pre-made frozen stuff that she like cut up vegetables and chicken, freeze it and then throw it in the pot later on.
Yep.
Kind of, but she would try and include me in that, especially on Sundays when we had big family breakfasts. Like, hey, do you want to cut the dough? Do you want to work with the eggs and stuff. So I knew I liked cooking. I just didn't know really how to do anything more than that because we didn't have the opportunity to.
That's pretty awesome. Though you still had big family breakfast. That's not something I really grew up with.
Well, it's not just the breakfast, but it was the every meal had to be with the family. So every time we sat down, it was like the whole what did you do today kind of thing. Even though it's like 20 minutes, but it was like important for them. I hated it. I wanted to go home and like go downstairs and play video games, but no, and I like it a lot now. So I like eating with people, obviously.
So that's nice and crisp. That's the caramelization we wanted. So now the best part. I just wanted to get the heat up a little bit higher.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a fat ass spoon, sorry, of butter.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
We're gonna hit that. You're gonna smell the maple, a little bit of the cinnamon. Now this is where you wanna. So while you're tossing and while that's melting.
Oh my God, that smells so good.
I had a trick question for you.
No.
Are you smelling that?
It's like I'm walking through the unbranded cinnamon bun that everybody knows.
The unbranded cinnamon facility.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm sorry, brother.
It's okay.
Very specialized, but this smells like the Czech Republic in the winter.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think it's Czechia now. No, I'm just...
I'm telling you, it's that.
The Czech Republic in winter. All right, keep going. Oh,
Okay.
keep tossing. Keep going. And we're gonna get ready to plate. While we're getting ready to plate this up, question I've wanted to ask you for a long time.
Okay.
Pitch your perfect video game.
My perfect video game. So you know what's great about video games is my joy in what I like has
this up?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Has really changed the more that I have grown up. The games that I enjoy, you know, I played RuneScape my whole life back in.
You played old school RuneScape?
Yeah, oh man, that
my
was like
God.
my vice back in like high school and middle school. And so, would I go back to that?
Oh no. Hold on, we gotta do the fine dining plating.
Okay,
check it out
here.
And I
Let's
got
give
you.
it back to you.
So what you're gonna do is, with the spoon, I'm gonna hold this for you.
Okay.
Aim for the middle.
Yes.
And then just keep piling it up.
Okay.
Go for it. Now keep talking about your game.
So wait, you want me to scoop or just drag?
Scoop.
Okay. Ow, fuck.
Oh, you
I mean,
yourself?
I'm sorry. It burned.
Here's the big spoon. Don't hurt
Listen,
yourself,
nobody
please.
heard anything, and just so you know, the pan is hot, and I'm not Andy. All right. Listen. We get one of those, I think, so
Yes,
we're good.
we get one and then we're done.
And then we get I won't take.
It usually comes from me, so thank you for
Hey,
blowing
look,
ours.
it's always bound to happen. Oh, and of course we got the boys.
Oh
the
yeah,
dogs.
the good boys. So yes, you were still talking about games.
Sorry, so yeah, look, RuneScape was great and all, but I've got to tell you that like the joy of grinding away at that, at a game like that just doesn't get to me anymore. So I think my dream video game would have to be more of a place where I can spend time hanging out with people and doing things in general than any specific game. So like a Halo Forge type thing where everybody's gonna be like, Minecraft, Roblox. Honestly, yes, you're right. Like those games are very good for that.
Yeah?
So I think it would have to be a social space first, and then the gaming is just auxiliary, secondary stuff. This looks so good.
You like that?
Yes.
Well, guess what? You get to take a bite.
I cannot wait.
Yeah, we usually have to wait till the end, but I'm gonna keep breaking that rule because I
Okay.
do not like cold food.
Yeah,
So this is your
especially when it's
first
like
bite.
this.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's so offensively good. I mean, it's fried dough. How do you hate it? But like the butter, the brown maple butter.
Yep.
That's cheating. This is so great.
That
I'm gonna get
butter
home.
does go with everything. Oh, he's going for another one.
Yeah.
That is a good sign. That feels good. That is
I'm
wonderful to
really
hear.
good.
I mean, honestly, go ahead, have that. We're gonna be eating at the end of it.
I know. I gotta save some. Oh my God.
Chat, let us know what you would do to change your spetzel. Would love to know your thoughts in the chat or things like that. But right now, I think we're gonna get ready for our next dish, which is going to be Cupcakes and Biscuits, which is gonna be great.
That's so
We're gonna be
good.
Stuffing that bad boy. And then when we get back, we actually have a giveaway coming up, if I'm not mistaken, so we're gonna get ready to do so.
Great.
We have so many great items. Again, if this is your first time joining us, remember that this is Mixed Plate. Please share your dishes online with me, Chef Andy, at Twitter. Hashtag MyMixedPlate. Tag Tucker if you'd like to. And remember, if you're going to TwitchCon this year, TwitchCon is this weekend. Starts Thursday? Friday?
Yeah, it starts this Thursday.
TwitchCon's this Thursday. Come by our booth 2018. I'll be there. There'll be lots of folks from the Crown Channel that are going to be serving up certain things. It's going to be a lot of fun. You also have the opportunity to audition to be on the Crown Channel and be a host on this station.
Hey, there we go.
It's going to be pretty fantastic.
Nice.
Friday through Sunday. I will be around. Hopefully I get to see you folks there, and we'll be right back in just a little bit. Thank you for joining us.
I hope you're having a good time watching Mixed Plate. And if it's your first time here, I want to make sure that you know we give away things for free here. So enter exclamation point Mixed Plate into the chat right now for a chance to win the greatest food ever created. That's right, not pancakes. I'm talking about waffles. We're giving away an Escumiac maple syrup set and some Hungry Jack waffle mix so that you can be like Chef Andy. 18 and over only and limited to the 48 states in the US. Participants only. But we also got some cool stuff to talk about, including the return of the Crown Challenger Series. I know you like them competitions. Avilee May and Jake Lucky are back with ACU and Ski Mask, the Slump God, going head-to-head in Apex Legends. That's tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific time, right here on the Crown Channel. And speaking of Jake Lucky, he's going to be the MC for our booth at TwitchCon this week. You can see him and many of our favorite Crown hosts at booth 2018, likely year. Come say hi. We'd love to hear from you, and we'll be right back after this.
My brother gave his life hunting the enemy. His task is now mine.
Speak your truth.
Stand with me.
We already know.
Ours was no chance meeting, not fate, nor destiny. Ours was the work of something greater.
I
am not the hero you seek.
Whatever it was you did, be free of it.
It is here, the moment we feared. Why do you keep fighting?
There is a tempest in me. Evil does not sleep, it waits.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Mixed Plate. If you're just joining us, I'm here with Tucker, aka Jericho, live streamer, owns a record label, professional breakdancer. I'm just kidding, but it feels like somebody is jack of all trades. You've been part of the game longer than anyone else I know. You've been here longer than I have. You know that, right?
Yeah. I know. I've definitely have earned my stripes. I feel like I'm sitting on the porch and I'm like, what do you guys do on Twitch nowadays? What's going on?
Let's go to the clubs. Is that what we're doing?
I know, literally.
So check it out. Our dish today is all about Maryland in many ways, okay?
Love it.
Now, I'm so
Great
glad you
state.
chose the story earlier about your neighbor making you biscuits, because now all of the onus is on me to not screw these up. So,
Well, listen, I've been here for 10 years, so I don't even know if that neighbor is still making the biscuits. I don't know if they're alive. So as far as you know, you cannot tarnish that memory because I don't really have one. I just know they made it and I know I ate them.
we'll see about that. I
Okay.
want my biscuits buttery. They're
Okay.
gonna be full of crab. We have smoked Gouda, but we're gonna be doing two different pieces side by side, okay?
Okay.
So how's your knife skills?
I deem them acceptable. Everybody who's trained with a knife would deem them not good.
Okay, I will challenge that.
Okay.
Alrighty, we have to do two things. We already have some diced peppers to give you an
Okay.
example about what you need for your crab cake. But what we're gonna do is essentially make your crab cake
Okay.
and stuff it inside the biscuit, okay? I have extra crab cakes here, just to
case.
make sure we have some extra. No, just because we have extras, because I like to
Okay.
freeze them. And then we're gonna mix it in with the dough. So I'll be making biscuit dough to your left.
Okay.
So essentially, I'm gonna ask you to small dice that onion as small as the pepper, and we're gonna keep it going.
All right, I think I can do that, you know,
got that?
at least.
Yeah? And if you need help, just let me know. But is that knife as sharp as it should be?
It's sharper than mine at home.
Okay, if
And
you want to
so-
switch to Kiara, it's always fun.
I don't. It's like when somebody's like, "You can take out my sports car," and I'm like, "My Honda Civic, it does not scare you as much as."
She's an open book. She's fine. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
don't
great.
worry
I
about
promise you. So what I'm gonna be doing here is the first thing I'm gonna do is I have cold diced butter, and like any good biscuit, you want that nice and chilled. I'm going to rub flour all over as much butter as possible to surround those flour granules around it to get that nice rise. And then we're going to start going.
All right.
So as I mentioned, you've been in this game for a long time.
Right.
And as somebody who's seen the changes over the years, you've been all different, you've been through it all, you've seen all the changes and things like that. Have you ever wanted to do something else? Like
I do something else. What do you mean? No.
Well, I mean like completely off the rails
Off
of
the
what you're
grid?
doing now, yeah.
I think, doesn't everybody kind of look at the grass is always greener kind of thing? I'm not saying that I'm unhappy with what I do, because I love it. I've been streaming, making YouTube videos for 13 years. 3 years ago, I started my record label, Night Mode, and that was my, well, what's the next thing for you? Like, where are you looking to go? Because look, you cannot make, I don't care who you are, you can't make content, internet content, or anything like that forever. Like, you just will not be funny to the Zoomers. It's just at a certain point, like, you're a boomer. And so, I'm really into real estate. I like cooking, but I'm never gonna be good enough. I'm never gonna put in the time that I could see to be a great cook or a good chef, and I don't want that pressure. Restaurant work is really hard. So I think
Preach
the only
in the choir, bro.
Yeah, I know. I think the only thing that I've ever thought to myself, like, you know what'd be cool to do is real estate. Like, I love going on Zillow like everybody and looking at the unhinged, the normal, the cool, everything in between. So hey, if you're a realtor and you're looking for somebody to just do some home tours, hey, or Crown Channel. Where's the Crown Channel Zillow type?
I think that would be amazing to do like content creator spaces and like half MTV cribs. Half
Where? I mean, back when MTV actually did things that weren't like ridiculousness marathons.
Yes.
You know?
I feel like we don't have those shows, right? There's a lot of good setups out there. There's a lot of interesting places.
I need to be in Ninja's home. Tyler, let me tour your home. Like, I will do it. All right.
Tyler, let me see your effing kitchen, bro.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
This is what we just need. Like, we just need more access to the streamers is what we need. Okay.
I think so. I know that a lot of folks are particular about their homes, and
Me too.
I'm insanely private. I feel like I'm the same way, and I try to be. But I think in the future we're gonna have more spaces that hopefully allow folks to be like, hey, I stream from the office.
Yeah.
Right, and then I go home.
I'm scared that because I've spent so much time critiquing other people's very unique and sometimes awful living spaces that I know that like the time will come when I do my own home tour and I'm just mortified. Like, somebody's like, nice cable management over there. Is the corner of your rugs turned up? Why? Like, and I'm like, I don't know. I live here. Like, I'm sorry.
I feel like you can tell me, hello, first-time chatters. I feel like you can probably go to my house and be like, hey, Andy, your entire setup is garbage. Start here, XYZ. Because I'm very church and state. I have a PC for work, a PC for gaming, and a PC for streaming. Like,
wow.
In different rooms.
Yeah.
Like, it's church and state at my house.
I'm kind of the same way though. You know, you got to keep things split up and separate. Otherwise, like your work life, your work and your personal life bleed in way too much. I mean, it's hard for you if you're doing anything in the kitchen because like you got to use the kitchen. But for me, I'm in my office anytime I'm doing anything work related. Outside of that, I don't want to be in there. Like, I spend 6 hours, 8 hours a day in there doing whatever. And so coming to the kitchen is a nice, like, relaxing Zen thing for me.
Yeah. Well said. By the way, the chat did notice that since you have all your fingers, you are considered good with your knife skills.
Yeah, for now, but the great thing is like you never get more fingers, so there's always time to lose them, right? Like, I'll talk to you when I'm on my deathbed and I'm like, hey, I got them all.
So I'm all done with the biscuit molding here. I need a bowl for his crab cakes. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna essentially have you, there we go. So what you're gonna be doing is you're gonna take your crab meat, your peppers, yeah, okay. And then you see the lime juice and the QP?
Yes.
QP or QP? QP, thank you. Alrighty.
What is QP?
You don't know what QP is?
No.
That is Japanese mayonnaise. It's so much better than Hellman's.
I can also agree. Everybody's mayonnaise is better than. I'm not. Mayonnaise is one of those food groups that, like, it's not a food group, but it's one of those things that, like, I've started to like a little bit more as I've grown older. And outside of that, I don't know, man. It's like a necessity, but man, I hate it.
So you've probably been around the block when it comes to food here in LA.
Yes.
Talk to me about LA food, Maryland food, when you go back home, what you eat out here versus what you eat out there.
I don't get to go back to Maryland too much. My family moved to North Carolina, so I spent a lot of my time in the South and eating, Carolinian barbecue. You want me to throw all this stuff in
Yeah,
there?
so I'm sorry, I should tell you this first
Yeah.
before I continue. all your crab meat, and then this is down to your taste. This is where I want you to be like, this is how I like my crab
Nice.
cake. More onion, less onion, more pepper, less
Right.
pepper. The Old Bay is there. I put a little sriracha, lime juice, and then
Perfect.
mayonnaise, and then make it nice and...
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. As a Marylander, you will know that my crab cake, ideal crab cake, would just be this.
Are you serious?
The joy of like a blue crab cake from Jumbo Lump crab cake in Maryland is that as little filling as possible. It's just crab meat, Old Bay, and then like you should not be able to see any breading or anything like that. So
I'm from New England,
Yeah.
right? Born in New York and raised in Rhode Island. Shout out to Rhode Island folks, right? Especially my folks in Cranston. But the crab cake is so dramatically different than to hear you say, dude, it's blasphemous. Like no breadcrumb either, I imagine, right?
No. Like, I mean, you have to have some sort of binding agent, so the breadcrumb's a necessity, but like the ones that I have, when you buy 8 ounces of Jumbo Lump crab cake, you're getting 7.5 ounces of crab. Like it is like as much as possible, so.
Well met,
Right,
okay.
So how much, so for mayo, I mean, I need it to stick together, but like, I don't know.
You're
I've never
eyeballing
used
this, sir.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that mayonnaise is actually pretty sticky in the best
That's what I was
way, so it actually works really well. Yeah.
Do we have egg yolk? I don't think we need it right now.
Oh, yeah, he's
Let me
gonna
grab
feel
the
it
other-
out.
Yeah, you know what? I don't care about my hands. Literally.
You're fine, don't worry.
Yeah. I was.
So you were comparing some of the food in LA.
Oh, right. So, look, I think that the benefit of living in any major city, whether you're in Los Angeles or if you're in New York or Dallas even, is like, I don't know if that's, you get a variety of foods that you just can't get in a small town. I never had Korean barbecue, ramen. I never had like any real traditional East Asian or, I mean, pretty much anything that wasn't like American-centric food in Baltimore. Like that just wasn't a thing that was easily accessible. Now in LA, like Koreatown's as far as I know, somebody could check this. I think it's the largest population of Korean-centric people living outside of Korea.
Jack, check that fact, please.
I'm pretty sure that also like the Filipino town's the same way too. Like LA's 13 million people. There's so many people. If you want like good Armenian food, go to Glendale. And like that's not a thing you can do
Just go to
in
hell yeah.
Baltimore. Like what do you want me to? That's not to say you can't find decent places, but I just can't do that. So I really, really appreciate the variety of food that I was never exposed to. I was a picky eater growing up. I am no longer a picky eater.
How picky are we talking?
Not that picky. I'm gonna say that like I liked things drier and safer prepared because I was always worried about like the preparation. You know, my steaks well done, chicken dry and nasty. My eggs just like a flat piece of no longer
Flat piece of
just
egg
like
product.
egg product. So but yeah, no. So I'm definitely more happy now.
That's fantastic. By the way, Jelly, I saw that in the chat. You were asking if we can use onion. He's got onion as
got
crab
onion in
cake.
here.
If you ever want to add onions to biscuits, be careful with the water content that comes out. It makes them a little bit wetter, but it's actually not bad.
They were asking if there are specific types of onions that they should use.
Oh,
Red
I
onion
say-
versus white onion.
I say shallot above all, and then red onion. Actually, do me a favor.
Yeah.
Toss some Old Bay in that biscuit batter.
That's some Old Bay in that biscuit.
Yeah, I want to do that. Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. All right, stop.
Yeah, see, no, listen, you will never find me complaining about how much Old Bay is in there. I like to put some Old Bay in my crab cake, put it in the oven, then put Old Bay on top, maybe a little
Yeah.
Old Bay butter in there. Like you can never have too much seasoning. That's another thing. Love you, Mom. Our food bland as hell. Like you know the memes. Like God, man, my mom was like the poster woman for that. So like salt and pepper a little bit, but like now I have like 45 spice jars, and nobody told me about tikka masala.
I've been deeply trolled about my measurements of salt, and the Andy pinch has become notorious, but I feel like you're gonna learn that today. I guarantee you. I mean,
I think that like, I mean, hey, people watch you cook and you've worked in the restaurant industry and they're mortified at you're using how much salt, how much butter. And I'm like, why do you think it tastes so good? Like,
Yeah.
you idiot. Thank you.
There's some really healthy restaurants out there, but you and I have eaten together countless times, right?
Well, you know where I'm going. I booked this prior to this. I'm going to a restaurant. You remember Girl and the Goat? So same.
Girl and the Goat. I'm plugging this right now. Girl and the Goat is one of the best restaurants I've ever been to. Would you agree?
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. It's
ever.
a Chicago-based. I think her name is Stephanie Izzard or something, but she has another one in downtown LA called Cabra. So we're going to that. I'll tell you how. I'll send you photos. You know?
Okay. You gotta let me know how that goes.
Girl and the Goat in downtown LA too.
Yeah, that's
where
what
we're
we're
going
talking
to,
about.
yeah.
But yeah, the one in Chicago is the home one, and a friend of ours told us about it, and it's like, oh my God, so good. So,
You and I have had some meals that we would say weren't worthy of writing home about.
Yes.
That's the fair way to say it?
Yeah, we've definitely, I think we try, I mean, when Andy's in town, you gotta eat well, right? Like,
Yes.
you can't take Andy somewhere garbage, so it's like a little bit of art, it's like a little bit of pride thing if we take Andy to a good place, and he's like, yeah, that was great. I'm like, yes, like, you know, like, all right, I know what I'm talking about.
I go home crying.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, chat, let us know if we're going to San Diego and you're a native. Let us know the good place to eat.
Yes.
I'm sure there's probably too many to name.
Yeah, there's something like Ironside Kitchen. Yeah,
Ironside, yeah.
I'm making an effort to go there with some people, and it's just like, oh man, nothing better than having an excuse to go eat some food.
Hell yeah. Trust me, we're gonna totally bail on the convention at some point and be like, we'll be lost to the time.
Exactly.
So check it out. You notice that I've greased my hands up
Yes.
to avoid the sticking.
Got
okay?
it.
And it's just like, yeah, look at that.
Right.
Now it's not gonna stick. The crab cake portion, I'm gonna have you kind of marry what's going on here. So I'm
Okay.
gonna make the dent.
Gotcha.
Okay. And then essentially toss the amount of crab that you think makes sense for a biscuit.
For a biscuit. See, this is like whenever I'm trying to make pierogies or something, and I just completely overfill it. There's just so much in there.
So, do you want more? Or you feel like
No, I think
this is your baby right now.
This is my baby. Okay,
Yes.
I like mine a little bit overfilled. You know what I
Yeah?
mean? Yeah, I think that'd be good.
So the method I changed from the practice rounds I made is, right, I've noticed that you can totally mix all the cheese into it. But what I've done is now I'm going to press the cheese on the outside.
A little
right?
cheesy crust. a little
Exactly.
crostini. Ooh.
So, because I was just like, I could try it one of two ways. We're gonna put all four in the pan and see how they all come out. It'll be a battle. But
Yeah.
I feel like, you see that?
That looks
Now
good.
grab the cheddar.
Okay, let me grab this.
Yep. And we're gonna press the cheddar. I'm gonna put this over the bowl.
Okay.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
we go.
Okay. I'm just gonna press the cheddar into the biscuit. I'm just gonna do that.
look,
That was
you know,
a lot
yeah,
of cheese.
I don't. You know, I had it in my hand. And I was like, that seems a little much. It's a little excessive.
we can't really do wrong here, right? So we got that there directly in. Those are gonna bake while
we're
into the
baking them. Okay.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah. I don't know.
I could fry a biscuit.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
I don't know what I was. I'm like, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Fry them up.
So we have mild cheddar. I have smoked Gouda there.
Yeah,
so
let's do
the
let's
Gouda.
do a Gouda one.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try it the other way, right? I'm gonna mix the cheese in. Right?
See, this is what I do when I'm at home, and my girlfriend gets mad at me because she's like, "Stop experimenting. It never turns out right." I'm like, if I'm making 4 things, I'm gonna make 1 normally, and 3 I'm gonna mess around with them because I don't know.
Yes, that's exactly how it should be.
Yeah.
Experiment with food, try new things, like mess with stuff. I
Exactly.
mean, listen, how long can we go? There's 4 ingredients in biscuit, though. Right?
Well, you see, I mean, you know as well as anybody, you can go incredibly wrong, but you probably won't make it inedible.
Malika will not let us fail.
Okay. Yeah,
I guarantee
trust,
that.
I trust.
And if we don't make it to the next segment, you know what happened to us? Remember us.
Just simply semi-looking similar people.
So you want to stuff Gouda on top of that this
Yeah,
time?
I think let's do
I like
that.
playing with this.
Yeah.
This is actually kind of fun.
Get that and make it a little bit like a biscuit melt almost.
Ooh, biscuit melt. Where do you stand with the grilled cheese versus melt a bit?
Find a better personality trait than like arguing with me about your food preferences. Like if like a pounded pineapple and pizza, great, dude. Like I'm not gonna order. I don't care. But like, I mean, the only time that I don't agree with that is if you're like Swedish. Like your banana curry pizza is wrong. You need to figure it out. Stop it.
Okay,
Right.
let's take a quick step back because the whole crew just started maniacally laughing. Banana curry pizza?
It's a yeah.
Explain.
I mean, that's a thing. I have a bunch of Swedish friends, and outside of their inherent love for salted black licorice, which is foul, one of like 5 foods I would never eat. I'm sorry, it's just disgusting. Besides that, like, yeah, they just see it, like it's important to have an open mind, but also tell people they're wrong, and that's wrong. Banana curry sounds it's just not it.
All right, I'm gonna make a few small ones. if
Yeah, I was
that's
gonna
okay
say
with you.
we may have
Yeah.
abused the crab.
Well, let's
cake.
try. Oh, there we go. Let's try it this way, where it's like, hey, I'm gonna make a little crab ball and just do one piece.
Yeah, so the crab cheese balls that that we would make, or I mean that my neighbor would make, would be we're talking like little hush puppy size things. You just skewer them. I mean, I'm sure there's like one clump of crab eating the whole thing, but like they're just so easy to walk past. You grab one, you eat it. You're like, all right.
Look at that. What do you think of that?
I like that one.
Yeah?
That's good. Did you get the cheese on the outside? Or
I'm gonna put the cheese on the outside, and we'll experiment again. We're just gonna keep on doing this until something makes sense. Because I have been thinking about this for about a week and panicking. Because your opinion matters a great deal to me.
I can promise you that I am very interested in this because I have so much crab at home. I will immediately go home and do this again.
You know the best way to experiment with food though? Be prepared to give it to somebody else.
Yeah. I mean, see, if that other person that you live with is a little bit of a picky eater, then it's more like, well, I guess I'm eating this for a while. So, but you're right.
So, are you a leftovers person?
I am not. I am.
I'm gonna let you do this part now.
Okay.
Well, actually, it should be okay, right?
It'll be fine. It's
There we go.
I'm a leftovers where it makes sense, but I think we were talking a little bit about food wars. I like to joke that I may have inadvertently like arena'd myself, where because of my proximity to good food in Los Angeles, I have made an effort to only eat at places that I know are good. And so now, like, if I go someplace and it's just okay, I'm kind of pissed.
I've seen your reaction to okay food. Remember that Caesar salad from a little while ago?
That was
Lord help me!
completely fine in general. Like, so we went to this very, very nice restaurant. Like, it's a well-known restaurant in LA. I'll put them on blast. Bottega Louie. All right. I'm sorry, Crowd Channel. You're not getting a Bottega Louie sponsor, but like,
subtle.
I mean, I just like. I'm sorry, but like, it would have been. It was a traditional 6-leaf Caesar salad with the Caesar like uncut and like 3 slight like little slivers of Parmesan, and I was like, yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
$22, and I was like, if it was table side, you cut it up, you made it for me, or even if it was a big salad, it was not. And then they had the audacity to give a 4% surcharge on top of it for the employee like stuff, and I'm like, just charge me $23 and don't do that. Like I just, oh man.
They call that the Q factor, and yeah, I'm with you on that.
So do you want me to, yeah?
Yeah, it's up to you. Again, you're making the biscuits how you think it makes sense. Because we made the fat boys, right?
Yeah.
We made the small boys. We got the cheddar. We got the Goudas.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've been thinking about how this is gonna go.
So I mean, I think that I think that the glory of having good food, leftovers is great, and I'll try and make stuff. So I try and make like a protein, and then I try and use that in different ways throughout the week. So I'll make a lot of like slow cooked chicken. All right, I'm gonna make pulled chicken one night, and then I'm gonna make like like fettuccine alfredo with the pulled chicken in there, because I don't like eating the same thing.
So you don't like to double dip into the same foods. You like to experiment with other cuisines and such. As someone who's been here for a while, when it comes to all the changes that have happened culturally, we've talked about a lot of places in the city. Do you feel like any part of that culture is dying after COVID that isn't surviving?
You know, I moved to downtown LA from West Hollywood, and I've lived in Santa Monica, I've lived in West Hollywood, now I live downtown. And when I moved there, it was very apparent that when I came 10 years ago, that nobody wanted to be down there. It was a business district, it was pretty much empty every time the 6 o'clock came around. Weekends, it was dead.
Yeah.
There was no reason to be there. Throughout the last 10 years, huge amounts of population boom, tons of actual good chefs and restaurants popping up, Arts District in LA, and I'm sure this is the same everywhere. But the ones that are popping up aren't like the best funded, and so COVID really just decimated so many empty buildings and stuff. Starting to come back now, but I just really hope that we can see more of the mom and pops, or at least the smaller like one-off shops come back, because like that was part of what drew me to downtown.
Well said.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Because I love mom and pop shops.
You know?
So we've got our biscuits. They're gonna go. We're gonna leave them in the cast iron. Is there anything you want to alter about this dish?
No, I do want to throw some Old Bay on the
Yeah,
top.
buddy.
Of some of these ones, you know, like I
A little higher.
little higher.
Yeah, because you don't want any clumps that are there.
You're right. Well, you don't, but I do. I want to chew in my Old Bay. Just
Alrighty.
a couple.
So I'm gonna pop these in the oven. Okay. So this is gonna be probably another 30 minutes. So these are gonna be going
at 400 degrees.
400
if anybody's
degrees.
Curious.
Yes, 400 degrees in a cast iron. I'm gonna grab this really quick.
Unheated cast iron.
Yes, indeed. I could fry the bottom, but I'm very particular because I do not want to burn crop.
I am also the same way. It bothers me when the bottom is a little bit too crispy.
Oh, goodness, right? So check it out. So we're gonna get to our next dish already, which is going to be right after this break. But before I do, okay, you have not switched gears in a while, but you've changed games several times, okay? And there's somebody who's always been super transparent.
Yeah.
about companies, what's the word I want to use? Activities, right?
Oh, yeah.
You've always called somebody out. I've always respected that about you, and I appreciate it because you know what side of the game I work on.
Yeah.
So as somebody who's always been that kind of like raw force and saying, this is how it is, has that been a great method of communication for you? Like, is that why? Do you like being known for being full, raw, uncut at all times? Or?
You know, it's definitely gets me in some heat. But I think that like in general, I try and be kind of fair, right? Like I'm not, it's coming from a place of love most of the time. Like I don't care about things, I don't put energy into things I don't care about. So, you know, like going to events like TwitchCon and getting to meet whether it's the company or the people behind making choices and decisions that affect me, or not just streaming, but music or anything. Of course, I want to be involved, because if I have a passion for something, or I like it, or I enjoy it, or it means a lot to me, I want to help in some way. And so if I can, yeah, but people don't like the truth sometimes, and it's like not exactly the best thing in the world, but whatever, you know, everybody grows up.
I'm with that.
Yeah.
Every time you've been upfront about it, I'm usually in the background, like backstage, like, there's a lot of truth there.
Yeah.
So with those biscuits, they're going to be going with the spicy aioli. Alrighty?
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to, we have some spicy aioli, we have the time. Do you want to make some?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah?
Yes,
Alrighty.
I think making a good sauce is like number one on my list of things I need to get
So
better
we
at.
have the one that we made earlier. You like spice.
I love hot sauce. Like, I mean, every food is a delivery vehicle for my hot sauce.
Well said.
Yeah.
There's actually a hot sauce that Zach absolutely loves. It's yuzu pepper, right? I'm going to bring that out. You ever had that before? Yuzu it?
I haven't heard. That is good.
Yeah? Do you want it spicier?
Yeah.
Okay, check it out. We're gonna pull that in. I'm gonna give you a spoon, okay? And I'm gonna let you season that bad boy up as much as you want, but I'm
Nice.
also gonna grab this. I want you to taste it.
I do want to taste it. I have, I'm the kind of guy who has like my entire fridge is just 9 different hot sauces. Oh, nice. I've not had this.
Shake that up. It's gonna be delicious. I think anything you make that was delicious. I'm just gonna keep pushing it until they tell me that, like, here's a free bottle, Andy.
Yeah, exactly. Like, hey guys. Hey, you know, so hold on one second, just because I'm left-handed. So what would you prefer to put this on?
I would actually make aioli from scratch with that one and make a hollandaise with it.
I have had this.
Yeah.
Where have I had this? God, it's so good.
Flavor.
Oh,
awakened.
yuzu sauce on top of like yellowfin tuna.
Ooh.
Yeah, like sashimi.
Yeah, okay, so you've had that.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Oh, this is good stuff.
Yeah, it's delicious. So we're gonna keep that on the table for the biscuits.
Nice.
So for now, we got our second session done. So now the big guns are coming out. We're gonna be doing a lot. So it's
Okay.
gonna be fun. Folks, we're gonna be right back in just a little bit. But for now, don't forget, use hashtag MyMixPlate. Tag us on Twitter, on Instagram if you'd like to. Show us your family recipes, share your stories.
I wanna see what you guys
wanna hear
cook.
them. Yes, thank you. Like, literally, I'm being very honest with you. 90% of the people on Twitter are better chefs than me. So please show me your food,
not true,
okay?
but-
Oh God, are you serious? No, I've seen them. They know what they're doing. Shout out to Salty. So I will see you guys in just a little minute, and we'll be back right after this. Thank you.
All right, everybody, we got the scent of biscuits and crab cakes mushed together in the air right now, and it is time for another giveaway. Enter !MixPlate into chat right now for a chance to win the greatest food ever created. That's right, waffles. WAFFLES. We're giving away an Escuminac maple syrup gift set and some Hungry Jack waffle mix so you can be like Andy. 18 and over only and limited to US participants. But that's not all. This Thursday, Spotlight is back with Cup of Noodle and John Sandman highlighting the best up and coming streamers on Twitch. This week they're joined by Zajeff77 and Murder of Birds. That's this Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific time here on the Crown Channel. Speaking of Cup of Noodle, congrats to her on being a host of TwitchCon. Make sure to follow her on the social medias and see all the cool things she will be up to and swing by our booth. Do you remember what number? 2018. Come say hi, and when we come back, it's waffle time.
I am the myth. I am the glory you seek. I am the island. And the island is me. I am the rage, the destruction. I am Eternum. And Eternum is me.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Mixed Plate. My name is Chef Andy Lunique. I'm here once again with, now I'm gonna say the words, Chef Tucker.
Oh, yeah.
AKA Jericho.
Wait years for that.
He owns it. We're gonna be doing our final dish today. If you're joining us for the first time, Mixed Plate is all about creating recipes that are related to the stories in our lives. If you're just joining us, you've known that we've just made crab cakes in our last dish, which are now in the oven baking, getting ready for a little dish later. And now we have our spetzel, which you've already had a nice bite of with that maple butter.
Actually, yeah.
Yes. You get
So
another
good.
bite.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be fantastic. Our final dish today is something that I actually just wanted to teach you how to do.
Perfect.
So recently you've been really upfront as we were talking about wanting to elevate the food that you make. So what we've done is I've taken a couple extra steps to go, here's what a basic piece of protein looks like by adding steps. So I've brined chicken breasts, chicken thighs. We're going to be doing a butter-basted method.
Okay.
We're doing a chili lime seasoning, which you might be familiar with. We're using tahini.
Tahini?
Yes,
This
right?
is another thing I didn't know existed until I went to LA. And I was like, guys, you've been holding out on me.
Best life hack ever.
So
Tahini
good.
is ridiculously good.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use this because you can learn how to make your own seasoning from scratch. But
Okay.
you can take simple ingredients and bring them up. So instead of doing a fried chicken, we're going to be doing a butter-based seared chicken. And you're going to learn how to make a chicken breast with a nice seared lemon. And you're going to be doing this start to finish. But
Perfect.
the first thing we're going to do is my waffle recipe.
Yes. Everybody pay attention. This is very important, right?
My waffle recipe is nothing special. It's all about the timing and the pace, okay?
Okay.
So when it comes down to the waffle recipe, the ingredients are super simple. This is just gonna be your, you take your mix, right? Which pancake or waffle mix is very simple. Flour, salt, sugar, baking powder, and a little bit of milk and or buttermilk, right? You
Right.
can switch it all up. You can make it any way you want to, but the timing from mix to waffle iron and your type of waffle iron, that is what makes the
Okay,
difference.
that's the secret.
Yes, it is.
All right.
One last piece, though, is your eggs. We have egg whites from egg yolks. I whip my egg whites to stiff peaks. Have you ever done that before?
Yes, by hand, and it's fun, but I don't have a mixer. It's more it's more like
You don't
it's
have a
show.
mixer?
No.
I just got your Christmas present. Don't buy him one. I'll do it. Oh my God, really?
Yeah, it's a show. It takes 30 minutes, and I'm getting
Yeah, you're getting jacked,
Yeah.
but I mean, I can't
No, I don't
comment.
think I need to do it. Yes.
No, so we're gonna do our egg whites right behind us. Not gonna worry about this.
Perfect.
Let it whip to stiff peaks. But I'm gonna do our waffles. We're gonna let those go, and then we're gonna sear our chicken right here now.
Okay.
So I'm gonna coach you through piece one, and then we're gonna go through number two.
Easy.
It's gonna be easy.
Okay.
Easiest chicken and waffles ever, but it's all about just elevating those little pieces.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Definitely.
So the one thing we're missing is buttermilk, and I just need to grab that behind me. Think so? Nope. There it is. Yeah, I got it. I got the buttermilk. Ready?
Yes.
So we're in good shape. I'm gonna grab the whisk. Oh, and I had the buttermilk from the last piece right here as well. So yeah, we got it here. So we've got our mix here, right? Very, very simply put, what I'm gonna have you do is grab the buttermilk, okay, and then add the egg yolks in here and whisk out with a fork,
All right.
okay? And I'm gonna toss in the egg whites and then mix that all up.
That looks yummy.
Isn't it?
How many? Like 800 calories in.
That's so much protein, bro. Alrighty. We're gonna let our egg whites go.
You know, I've never brined chicken in my life, and I know it's one of those things that you should do, but I think about it and I'm like, well, that seems like more work than it's worth.
what do you know about brining chicken?
I just told you nothing, Andy.
Nothing?
I don't know. You put it in salt water?
Salt, sugar, acid.
Okay.
You brine it for a minimum of 2 hours, maximum of 24.
Got it.
Remember the fried chicken sandwiches we had a while back?
Yes.
I brine those in sweet tea.
That's why, okay, yeah, I still think about those chicken sandwiches. Okay, sweet tea. So it's
Yes.
really, it's sugar and salt. Why the sugar?
You're essentially adding that level of umami to the brine side of it.
Okay.
So if you do any type of brining, you can change the flavor up. It's like a subtle underlayer, but it also keeps all the chicken juicy.
Yeah,
So your chicken breast, no matter what you're doing, whether you're on a certain diet or if you're, shout out to Vern who's probably on a chicken diet right now, your chicken, even if you're doing meal prep, will stay juicy. Brine your meats. It's worth it.
Okay.
Trust me.
Yeah.
Ready?
That seems like a very easy thing that I can do.
Yes, I
Which
think
is the
you
whole
can.
point of me coming on here.
You will learn, Skywalker.
Give me your tips.
So I'm gonna quickly just add the egg yolk. Ready? I'm gonna do a little bit of buttermilk and grab that vanilla really quick. I'm just gonna add a little bit more. I made waffles and pancakes, so are you taking a shot of that?
Yeah, no, I haven't. It's very bad. I would never recommend it.
You know it's flammable?
Well, yeah, it's just alcohol.
Precisely.
Yeah.
If you ever wanted to, you can actually flambe with it.
Flambe? Yeah, no, but
Listen, it's such a life hack to flambe with a little bit of vanilla, and the whole house smells like vanilla. It seems like you're doing something amazing.
right. What are you doing? I just burnt vanilla.
Take a shot in there. A little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah. Alrighty. And the last thing you're gonna do, I have lemon zest for these waffles.
Right.
So sorry, lime zest. So I have a little bit of lime zest done. This is how much.
That's so much more than I would ever use, so this is good to see it visually.
Trust me, it's exactly what you want because it adds that one extra pop in the chicken and waffles,
Got it.
right? So we're doing really basic stuff, but adding layers.
Right.
And that's how you're gonna start to elevate. So grab your, here you go. Alrighty?
My zester.
And zest is bad. Well, I'm gonna make a little space. I'm gonna have you join me here because I know that waffle iron's hot and I don't wanna burn you again. So we're gonna quickly make our waffle batter while our egg whites are whipping. Yeah, buddy. So you never cook with anybody else in the kitchen, eh?
That's not true. My girlfriend's gonna get mad. She definitely helps, but for
She
the
gonna
most
hurt me?
part, yeah, she's gonna be like, "Wow, that's really crazy." No, I don't really have a lot of people to go off of when I'm making. Usually, it's for me and just her. And so I get a little I get self-conscious and scared. Like when you cook, it's a big responsibility. It's like being the party DJ, right?
Yeah.
You know, like if you mess up, that's my dinner. That's our dinner. Like what do we
Yep.
do now? So it's taken a long time for me to get comfortable making basic stuff. And that's kind of why I was like, hey, I want to take
Nice.
I want to take the basic stuff to the next level, which is a little more complicated, but I'm not like flambeing anything right now.
Oh, but you will.
But I will, but not right now.
All right, you want to keep going on
Yeah,
that
sure.
one there. Get all up in it. I'm going to check on our biscuits from our last session. Those are still looking pretty. You're going to get nice and crispy in there. If you catch that whiff, let me know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So taking instructions and I guess part of the experience, right? This leads me to the story of backseat gaming, right?
Backseat cooking is another level.
Backseat cooking is something I appreciate, but you're someone who I consider a professional, right? You've always been somebody who's been like, hey, you play a lot of games. You've often said, I don't play well. That's crap. I've seen you play Counter-Strike, I've seen you play Siege. But when it comes to like the games that you've been enjoying and the community aspect of it, what are the experiences that you value the most? You already talked about that earlier when it comes to, I love the communal piece, having those conversations.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about those experiences you love.
I mean, at a certain point, you learn that gaming is another vehicle for you just having fun with people socially. For me, is where gaming comes and stands out. A lot of people play solo for like story games, like Stray, great game. I saw we did a poll of that, and I enjoyed it. But like for me, I can't get excited to play games unless there's people watching, whether they're physically there or playing, or even if it's just one person. Like I like the act of sharing that time with people. Even if I'm not playing, and maybe it came from growing up and I didn't have a console, so I would go to my friend's house and just watch him play video games all day.
Really?
Yeah, so not until I was like 14 was I allowed to get a...
So that experience has been part of your DNA in gaming since the beginning.
Yeah, I think it's been way easier now, but it's always been very natural for me to explain to people why do you watch people play video games? Like, what is it about Twitch? And the de facto response now is like, what about sports? What about all this stuff? But seriously, what about watching a TV show with your friend? You're not even talking. You're just there experiencing it at the same time, and that is not weird. So it's always interesting to me. I think as I get older, I really just crave more social interaction. And what matters to me most is like, can we create funny moments that I'm gonna say, hey, you remember when that thing happened on this game? Hey, what about this? So it's just, yeah, definitely more social.
Fantastic. I feel like that's just a freaking good way to explain it, because I've had to explain to too many people, especially in the professional sector, what is this, even 12 years in, and it feels like they don't really feel it unless they were part of it. It's that same argument that people used to probably say about watching music videos and things like that, right? Like, we've talked about MTV. I'd rather just go to the concert. Why would I do this?
Yeah.
Why would I use a streaming service? I'll buy the CD.
Why would I do any of this when I could just do it myself? Well, I don't know, but like, sometimes you just, like, it doesn't matter. Stop thinking so hard. Like, do people like it? Yes or no? And that's like as good as, like, that's enough for me. So, I mean, same with food. Like, do you like it? Cool. It's enough. Like,
that's enough.
Yeah.
Well said. So toss that lime zest in there, and we're gonna sprinkle with your hand a little bit. I don't want it to clump. So from the chat, Never asks the question, hey Jericho, have you considered going to a culinary school to get better at skills and classes?
I think as somebody who's been very blessed to have friends both in the culinary field, whether it's Andy or like friends like Eli, who has been, who went to culinary school, and I got to watch that experience. No. Like, no. Like, I mean, you're
saving money.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, like watching Bear, right? Watching it.
We could talk about the Bear all day.
I mean,
like, oh my God.
Literally, it is, you have to be insane. You have to be insane to want to willingly work in a kitchen, because you have to love food more than you hate just getting beaten down physically, mentally, and emotionally. And I love food, but I also just have, like, mentally, I don't have that sauce. So I didn't know if you wanted all of it.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go a little bit more.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a little bit.
So look, culinary school is great and very cool. I have a strong feeling that with YouTube and with everything, if you just want to make something 5 times, follow a recipe, you'll probably get it pretty good. And then, like, that's all you or any of us really need, unless you're like really trying to open up a bakery or something. Like, you don't need to go to culinary school. For anybody watching, I mean, if you're going, that's cool too. But for 99% of us, no, just learn how to make eggs pretty good.
You just touched upon my philosophy, actually.
Yeah?
Is to learn something, and if you like the recipe and you didn't get it right, again and again and again and again, and keep going.
Yeah.
So
it's habitual. It's an art, and then you get comfortable with it. It's not a problem.
Speaking of which, time for waffles.
Oh,
Careful.
man.
So you notice that is hot, hot, hot,
Yeah.
right? I'm gonna make sure the chat can see this well. There we go.
It's only on 4 out of 6, by the way.
Yes, indeed. And then when we put it in, what happens is once you add the product, it drops in temperature.
Yeah.
So we
right.
add it, and then I crank it to 5.
Ah.
So essentially it kind of catches up again. So we're gonna grease this bad boy up. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Imagine cooking before we had spray-on non-stick oil, like,
I don't know how anybody did most
know,
things. Like, is this like GPS? Like, how did you do this before?
MapQuest? Oh my God.
It's a
Hitting the
lot.
odometer and just being like, yeah, it's 8 more miles. Like,
Do you see our ladle anywhere? Oh, I see it here. There it is. Alrighty, so when we do our waffles, we want a healthy.
you want a healthy scoop.
Yeah, I want it covered coast to coast. I cannot stand holes in waffles. You know what I'm talking about,
Yeah,
right?
it was just like, I mean, when I make them at home, I like mine to overflow a little bit. I want a little extra on the side.
Yeah, a
Thick
little
with
runoff.
3 Cs.
Do you remember that episode from The Simpsons, the moon waffles?
No.
Homer Simpson literally makes these like marshmallow and butter laden waffles.
Oh, man.
And Babish, who I know Babish has probably seen my food before, but I always envy everything he makes because he has a lot of courage to do things I would never do.
Like that? Like,
You like those?
I mean, hey, speaking of Babish and speaking of...
and then give that a close. It's gonna run over a little bit. It's
fine.
I don't care.
my heart runneth over as well,
Indeed.
you know?
Now we're gonna get our chicken ready, okay?
Okay.
And this is gonna be the part where it's all straight up skill, baby. So the first thing I need to do actually is cut that lime in half.
Okay.
And we're gonna be searing our chicken with the lime. And by the way, chat, I feel like you've asked me 1,000 times recipes. We have a plan, I promise you. And cut the ends off as well, just like the very end. We're gonna have recipes for all the episodes. We have a way to go about going about it. I'm very particular about what we're doing, so trust me, it's gonna be wonderful. I'm gonna quickly check how our biscuits are doing. How's that looking? I'm gonna watch. Ooh, looking
They
good.
smell good.
You got to hit that smell, right?
Yeah, I mean, that maple butter, I'm like,
Okay.
Liz asks, could you use a lemon?
You could always use a lemon. I'm partial to lime. Malika makes fun of me for it.
no, lime is inherently better in every way to lemon.
Break
And
it
that's
down.
just-
Tell me why lime is better than lemon.
It has flavor. Lemon's just sour, but lime has something that lemon doesn't. And I'm telling, there's a reason why they don't put lemons with every drink. And somebody's like, they totally do, because they ran out of limes. All right, every bar has limes until they don't, and then they switch to lemons. It's just like, I don't know.
You've made me so happy. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right on. Alrighty, so our chicken that has been brined with peppercorns, lemon, orange, salt, sugar is going to be here. I have thighs and I have breasts because
Well,
I'm a thigh man.
I love thighs, specifically with chicken, but I do love them. And breasts is just a little expensive.
Don't blame you, right? So if you notice, I'm just gonna make sure it's patted dry, okay? And now we're gonna do a pinch of salt. And what's gonna be different about this is, you would think I was gonna add the tahini.
Yes.
No, I'm not. I'm going to wait until I flip it over, season the tahini, and then butter baste it. And give it just the right amount of seasoning that I want.
Okay.
All right, usually I would just make a tahini butter, but it's unnecessary. So where's our salt? I think
It's right over there to your left.
Is it? Okay, there we go. So give this a little pinch of salt.
Gotta get me one of these
Yes,
when I
indeed.
get it back. All right.
Alrighty, higher. Yeah. Now do that about 4 more times. Have we talked about the Andy pinch?
Yeah, the Andy pinch. Oh, sorry. Yeah, every time I see them, they're like, okay, yeah, just kind of.
Yeah, get all up in there. There it is.
Wow, that's why they do it so high. I feel like it's all big.
Yeah, because again, you don't want those clusters. I don't want that piece there. So what are you gonna be doing at TwitchCon?
Walking around, eating seafood, hopefully seeing people. If anybody shows up to see me, that'd be cool.
They're definitely gonna come see you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be as popular, so to speak.
And just it's gonna be good to be back. I haven't been to TwitchCon obviously since the last one. I've been to every single one, and it's gonna be good to be back in person with people in one of my favorite cons cities, San Diego.
Brilliant.
It's just
Well said. So, I actually have a follow-up question to that, but
Yes.
I'm gonna teach you this part because it's important, okay?
Okay.
We got our pan screaming hot.
Look
we
at
have
how
our
much
oil.
oil that is, baby.
Yes, indeed. Because it's gonna go away.
Yeah, never be shy.
Never be shy about it. Measure with your heart, okay?
Yes.
I'm going to sear the thighs first because they're gonna take a little bit longer.
Okay.
And then the breast goes in last,
Got
okay?
it.
The idea is always lay away from you.
Right.
What we're gonna do is I'm gonna toss the lime in when I'm ready to flip. I'm gonna put the herbs that we have, some rosemary, some thyme, and then we're gonna add our butter, which I have some butter that's over here, just at room temp.
Clarify, yeah.
Yes, not clarified,
Oh.
straight butter. I want
Oh.
those milk solids. Then we're just gonna baste until the chicken's ready, and then we're going to carry over. But before we get started, how's that waffle?
Well, let's look at it. Oh, it's
Boosh!
coming together nice. Look at that.
Now this is, my mental clock is always on. So
Yeah.
the biscuits are in one area, the waffles are in one. So do you want a darker waffle?
I do want a little bit of a darker waffle.
There's a joke in there somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure there is. But I think waffle, here's why. Waffle needs to be crispy enough to not freak out when you put a ton of syrup in there. It's got to hold itself together, otherwise it gets soggy, and nobody likes a
Bingo.
soggy waffle.
And one cheat code you can use is actually to put it in the oven afterwards. And then the chicken breasts, okay?
Okay, there you go.
And then away. Now once more, I'm not gonna touch it.
Okay.
Leave it alone. And let
touch
that
it.
Maillard reaction come. Let it cook. People get moving and things like that.
It's me, I'm people.
You okay?
Yeah,
Or that
I
smoke
didn't
at you?
swallow my spit. I forgot how to swallow for one.
So check it out. Here's the really awkward thing we're gonna do.
Okay.
I can cook this chicken without looking at it.
Right.
Because what am I doing?
You're listening to it.
Exactly.
Right.
When it comes down to this, anyone in the chat knows, try to pay attention. If you're moving around doing different things, you will know exactly where you're at based on how much water's coming out, how much the oil's popping. The quieter it is in your kitchen, the more you should be worried.
Ah, okay. I get it.
So we're gonna
makes
let
sense.
that go. And you notice that nice color? That color there is deceiving. Okay? You think, oh, it's golden brown. It's a freaking lie.
Okay, yeah,
Okay?
because I'm always worried about it. I'm like looking, I'm like, well, there's something coming around.
Always a bit darker than you think.
Okay.
All right, let me go take a look at these biscuits while you're doing that.
All right.
Yeah. Let me see how you are. You are done, biscuits.
That's looking real good too.
All right, chat, I'm gonna show you these biscuits over the chicken right quick. And I'm gonna pass it over. I hope you guys have something ready to grab these. Look at that. Whew. And they're gonna pull apart. So we did the small ones, and we're gonna pull them apart. We got the cheese on those.
The best part about this is like when you make food like this, it's great because I'm like, yeah, I literally don't care what it looks like. I know it's gonna be good.
If I wanted to go for presentation, I would have a particular method, but I'm good.
No, it's good. This is
So
looking
you're
like
good
my
there?
preferred doneness here.
Yes, that's where you like it? Okay. So I'm gonna remove that with my hands. I'm gonna bring you over here to prepare with the chicken. Okay.
Give the old.
Yes, indeed. If
You'll
my
call
steak
it.
don't make oil, If my steak don't make oil sound, there's a problem.
Yeah.
Well said, luckily.
Yeah, if you're not searing, if the pan's not hot enough, there's an issue.
Yes, it did. It's nice to see a lot of first-time chatters here today.
Yeah,
like a lot of good folks.
Yeah, if you're from my channel, thanks for coming by, guys. You already know that I try and cook, and it doesn't end nearly as well as this. But you guys have quite a few more shows coming up, right?
Yes, we do. I think we have. I'm not sure actually. What else we got going on?
Crown Challenge is here tomorrow
Yeah.
with Aioli and Jake Lucky.
Who?
Aioli May.
Avali May
Jake Lucky.
and Jake Lucky.
That
Ooh,
boy.
not
We
bad.
got Spotlight on Thursday
Spotlight on Thursday.
with Cup of Noodles. He's hosting TwitchCon.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Cup of Noodles hosting TwitchCon.
Cup noodle frickin'. Oh,
And John Sandman does that.
yeah, buddy.
And then on Saturday, we got the finale to Crown Cosplay live at TwitchCon.
Saturday finale to Crown cosplay live at TwitchCon. Well met.
This show every Tuesday.
Every
This show
Tuesday.
where you learn to cook the things, Margaret. Okay.
Listen, Harold.
Give that a flip. Let's
gonna
see.
give it a little flip.
Chicken breast is gonna be last.
Okay,
Let's do the
you're
thigh.
right, the thighs
It's gonna be a little bit light. Yeah. Next one. Yeah. That's. And then I'm gonna take a peek.
I was gonna say, you wanna?
Yeah, a little bit longer.
All right.
You see how hard I'm going now?
Yeah, I do.
I'm gonna move. Can I? Do you mind?
Yeah.
I'm
Stop
gonna
using
move
your
that.
hands.
I know. I need to stop. I have.
He's
such
like,
bad
why can't I
habits.
feel anything?
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have our butter here, and we're gonna baste up.
Baste it in. Okay.
Where's that big spoon? The big spoon's there. You see it there? Right here.
I see.
Oh no, that's a
That's
fork.
a fork.
Someone grab me my big
got it.
spoon. Oh, you got it? Okay, sweet deal. And I'm gonna let that go a bit harder. Yeah. Okay. Thank you much. Oh, that's a good ladle, but we want that spoon, trust me. So, alrighty, so check it out. What I'm gonna do is, got our herbs. This is all for the fragrance. We're gonna put this on the plate afterwards, right?
I swear to God, every time I see somebody do this, I'm like, you're lying. These things don't do anything. They do. Just like bay leaves, I have learned they do.
You learn the secret of the bay leaf.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put the lime right there and grill it, okay? Now, observe. We're gonna butter baste this. Have you done this before?
No, I mean, I butter basted, but not, with actual good room temperature butter. I just throw some butter in
Really?
it. I'm like,
This is Kerry Gold, baby.
oh, man.
Alrighty, tap there, let it melt.
And then just spoon it on.
Exactly, I'm just gonna move this up here, get out of my way. And then, yeah. And this is what brings that color over the top. Now, Gordon Ramsay would tell you, he'd flip this over 3 frickin' times. He'd be like, yeah, do it again, and then flip it over 1 time. Okay, get it right the first time. You see how those herbs are popping?
That smells so good.
Hitting you in the face, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Like
give that a go.
Christmas.
Very carefully.
Yes.
Killing me, man.
I mean, oh my God, it smells so good. So like one thing that I always worry about whenever I'm butter basting is I'm like, dude, I don't want to burn the butter. Like I don't want to, and I always feel like that's a problem that I have.
It takes a lot to burn the butter, especially if you're constantly moving it. If you feel more comfortable, just reduce the temperature of the pan. But yeah, look at that. Just go for it. Look at that. Alrighty. Can I get a cutting board really quick?
I ain't never make
Small
chicken
one.
that smelled this good. I'm gonna go home and try, and it's gonna come out awful, and I'm gonna cry a bit, and then I'm gonna try
And
it
you
again.
see those solids coming in?
Yeah.
And now here's the part that I was talking about.
All right, so the tahini
now you
comes
add
in.
the tahini, right? And it's so potent, it's so
Yeah.
strong,
I
right?
mean, you don't need a ton. It's like,
No. And that lime's gonna be wonderful. There we go. I'm gonna cut the waffles over here, but you can keep going there. Can you actually smell it right now?
Yes.
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, the rosemary especially. Yeah. No, that. Yeah, I smell most of the rosemary up here.
Right on.
Yeah. The world's best bath.
Okay. So we have our waffles. I'm gonna keep these there. I want to keep them warm. Yeah, buddy. And then while you're doing that, we're at the last stage of this, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove the lime so the chat can see that. Ooh. And that's how you want your nice grilled lime.
Never grilled a lime before.
I do so because it releases so much more juice, more flavor. It hits the pan. You see all those herbs there?
Yeah.
All that's hitting that chicken, right? That chicken is right where it should be to start carryover.
Okay.
Right? And
Yeah.
so it's in good shape. Alrighty, so we're gonna let that chicken rest. Would you like to remove it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Start with this bad boy.
Yep, right there. Yeah.
You want you want me to get the herbs off?
Yeah, get the herbs as well. Put it all in there. We'll make that fancy later. And then the big boy, right there.
Okay.
Boosh.
Oh, it smells so good. It looks so much
This is just straight up chicken.
Yeah.
But this is regular chicken breast. You can elevate it that way. You can do the same method for pork. Remember that maple butter? Try it with this.
Yeah, I mean,
Right?
you're right.
All of that is something you can use to your advantage. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna pair that with our waffles.
Okay.
Instead of doing fried chicken and waffles. But before we take a quick break, I want you to try the waffle.
Yeah, I would love to. I think that's great. Wow, we think alike. Oh my God!
So
look
we
how
have our
fluffy
little,
it is.
so we have our lime waffle, all that lime zest that you added to it.
Yeah, right here.
Now, someone had told us earlier, I think it was chat, slow down when you eat. So give that
yeah.
a bite. I'm just gonna bite with you.
I mean, it was a good waffle. Oh yeah, the lime. You know what? Like I was a little bit because we kept putting so much in there. I was like, man, that's gonna be a lot of lime. No, it's like, this tastes like something I would purchase.
That's good to hear. Now, we're gonna put that together with the grilled lime, with the chicken.
Oh yeah.
All that come together. Very different type of chicken waffles, right? Excellent. So we've got our final dish. Our biscuits have come out. Our spätzle is ready. Our chicken is resting. Our dogs are hanging out. We're in good shape. So we have a giveaway that we were talking about earlier. I kind of hinted at it, which is, actually, hold on. We've had several giveaways. What are we giving away so far, and what are we doing right now?
We've done 2 maple syrup kits. We have 1 more to give away during our commercial break.
Okay.
And that includes the waffle mix that we've been using.
Ooh, okay.
And our last one.
Oh, so you mean I get to give away the Cadillac of waffle irons. Yes, this is an all-clad 4-station waffle iron. Let me be very clear. It is the best waffle iron on the market. Sponsor me. But I'm just honestly, no, I won't lie, it makes the best waffles I've ever had. All of the waffles I do for my stacking, it comes from here. The heat diffusion is fantastic. You can remove the plates for cleaning. This is the one. It is ridiculously expensive. So if you want this particular waffle iron, make sure you use !mixed plate. You want this waffle iron.
I want this.
Yes.
You're gonna turn around, the show's over, it's gonna be gone, and
You're gonna see you like high stepping out.
Exactly.
But folks, that's it for now. The next part is coming up, which is our favorite part. We're gonna eat.
Yes.
And it's time to eat and chill. So don't forget, enter for the giveaway. We'll be back in just a little bit for our final segment. Join us in just a little bit and we'll see you soon. Okay.
Oh my gosh, the waffles look amazing. They smell amazing. You guys look amazing. Thanks for watching the Crown channel. And you've been hearing us hype up TwitchCon all episode long, and we're gonna do it again because the finale of Crown Cosplay is coming live this Saturday from TwitchCon. Alicia Marie is gonna be there with special guest judge, the legend herself, Yaya Han. That is this Saturday, not Friday, Saturday, live from TwitchCon at a special time of 3:40 p.m. Pacific time. I'm going to quiz you later, right here on the Crown channel. We'll be right back with more from Jericho, Andy, the waffles, and all the good eats. See you soon.
What is that?
You're inside what we call a peripheral. You think this is a game, but it's real. It just hasn't happened yet.
What's up, everybody? Gonna do a little check-in. How's the smells? How's the smells in here?
Out of this world. Crazy.
How's it smelling, Eddie?
I have allergies and I can still smell through the allergies.
Yeah,
Pretty incredible.
this is the most fragrant episode we've had yet.
Smells real good.
Smells real good. What do you think, man? You ready to dive
I'm
in?
so ready to eat. I mean, you know, this is the longest I've gone
looking at the food that I've made without eating it. They wouldn't let me. You guys wouldn't let me eat over the kitchen counter or the sink.
How do you think we feel, man?
I know. Hey, it's tough to be you guys. It's not tough to be me. This is great.
This looks so good. Are we getting a check-in here from Kaiju? What's up, Kaiju? You ready to get some food?
He already got some food.
Oh, did he sneak some?
He was serving the floor.
He was sneaking some food? Malika, how are things going for you all?
Is it time?
You got a giveaway, right?
Yeah, of course I got giveaways. That's what you get for watching the Crown Channel. So if you use !mixed plate in chat right now, you get to win the greatest food ever created, waffles. We're giving away another maple syrup gift set and some Hungry Jack waffle mix so that you can be like Andy. You can be like us. Make good food and eat it too. See you around.
Get active in the chat with that. Oh,
!mixed plate.
And congrats to Sky Post Forever, you're a waffle maker winner.
Who won the waffle maker? Sky Post?
Sky Post Forever.
Sky Post Forever.
They can't. This is, I think, their first episode.
First episode. Winning waffle makers. First episode. Yo, I know we got a lot of people watching from all over the world, the country. Buy this. Go pick it up. Get you some tahini. It's the best. Put it on some fruit. Get you some pineapples, a little dusting on there. Some watermelon, some cantaloupe, whatever. Put it on there. You won't regret it. What are y'all doing over here?
We're reheating up some food because
nobody wants to eat cold food.
no one wants cold food because we're one of the realest cooking shows you'll ever watch. They don't do this on network TV. We do this for our guests.
All those actors act.
Actors act?
Actors act? What?
Crazy.
Go figure.
Crazy. How you feeling, Andy? How you feeling, Andy? You about ready to get into it?
I'm terrified of his opinion.
No need to be.
All right, well, I'm going to get back to my station.
Yes,
if you guys are
indeed.
feeling pretty good.
Yes, we are.
Okay, all right.
Excellent.
Let's go back to the weight screen.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Mixed Plate. We've had probably the most, as someone said, fragrant, episode. Lots of wonderful smells, a great experience. You are one of my favorite people to cook with. I hope you allow me in your kitchen one day.
Of course. Literally, I am waiting on a good opportunity to bring you over.
Really?
Yes.
Ooh.
We gotta have some people over.
I'm gonna bring over Wagyu.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm just gonna bring over a big slab of expensive meat. Just be like, I bring tidings.
Yeah, thank you, my friend. Come on in.
So if you're just joining us today, we have had a journey in experiencing not only Tucker's life, but his experience in Los Angeles and Maryland, some of your background, some of the great stories you shared with us. And the goal is always to tie the food to those pieces. So what we've done here today is the 3 dishes represent each piece. And I hope I've done a good job. So as someone who has a family that is, I want to understand, it's German and
Irish. Yeah.
German and Irish. So I went the German route.
Yes.
And went with Spätzle, which is the first time. Simple dumplings made with a maple compound butter, which I really do hope you have the opportunity to make again in the future.
I'm sure I will.
But you've already had
I've already had this. I know I will absolutely try and make this again.
Feel free to dive right back in once more and enjoy that. And when it comes to the Spätzle, and I know this is not a dish that you've had before, do you think anyone in your family would be like, oh yeah, we totally got that, nesting in the back of the head?
I'm sure if it was, my dad's side is the German one, and he's the one that probably would even know what it is in the first place. But since he grew up in the South in North Carolina, I don't think he actually ate any traditional German food. So I'm excited to both see if he knows it, and if he doesn't, I'm like, all right, listen, I got this. I know you like fried dough, so you're gonna love this.
I got this new hotness.
Yeah,
it's right off the street.
So good.
Here. No, please go ahead and serve. Actually, let me take care of that for you. You're my guest. So since you're talking about being able to have those dishes, and like, you know, you made dumplings and such. You remember those old school recipes?
Yeah.
Do you think there's anything you want to pass on to the next generation? Like, you have a recipe that's like, this is mine.
Yeah, so there is no next generation because I'm not having kids as far as I'm concerned. I mean, look, yeah, I think that it would be good. One thing that I would like to pass on to anybody that would listen is like, I've been really into making biscuits. I mean, bagels. Like I've been hand making bagels because I'm a huge bagel lover. And that's something that I feel like people are definitely doing more by machine. And I'm like, if I walk in there and I don't see where you're making the bagels in front of me, I'm not getting your bagels. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So you are of the mind of the New York bagel is supreme, or do we have spots that challenge it?
No. New York bagel's the only bagel. Montreal bagel is fine. That's cool that they like to make something up there, but like, it's not. It's not,
boy,
it's not,
you threw something down just now. There was a reaction.
I know. Look, I'm very passionate about this. It's not that the bagels are bad. It's just that you can't use them for literally anything else. And I like my bagel to be widely used. So cream cheese, it should be good plain, it should be good with butter, cream cheese, it should be good with as a sandwich bread. You know? So I like to be able to use it for other stuff.
Utility bagel.
This is so good, by the way. This is so
That's very, very kind of you to say. I appreciate that. I got a friend, Tali, who's at NZXT, who, if she hears that, she will jump me later. So I just feel like I just want you to understand that although I do respect the Montreal bagel, yeah, he's right. The New York bagel is the way to go. There's a reason why they ship water from New York around the world to make the perfect bagel. That is my stance. You can cancel me later. I'll be available for questions.
Yeah, they just don't got water like that up in Canada.
No, they don't. Sorry, I forgot to eat. I was like, all after the bagel.
You need to give the yeast the freedom that it deserves, and that water has to come from the U.S. Right?
America.
So bad.
So, I'm curious, with the Spätzle, anything else you want to change about it?
Okay, so my girlfriend gets so mad at me because like, I'll make dinner. I'm like, yeah, it's really good. And then I'll start talking about all the things that I want to do different. She's like, you just said it was good. I was like, yeah, but like, come on.
It could be better.
It could be better, you're right. So, I think the longer pieces are definitely my vibe, right? I like being able to stab them the food, obviously. Like, I mean, the maple butter is such an unlock that I didn't even know existed. This is like something that I have to go home and try and make at home, and so you can just put it in the fridge and use it for.
You like French toast?
Yeah.
Right before you take your French toast out of the pan, hit it with the butter, then pull them out.
This is not healthy food, but it is so good. I will literally.
Never made a deal about healthy. Now, granted, could I make this healthy? Absolutely. Can I make it vegan? Not the chicken, but nevertheless, actually, no, it's a lie. Now I can make the chicken vegan. So there's ways to make it. If you want to challenge me, chat, you want to challenge me on social, come at me.
Yeah.
I love vegan food. It is the #1 way I've increased my skill by learning how to cook vegan.
I agree. I like eating at vegetarian and vegan places specifically because I'm like, all right, brother, how are you making this cauliflower good? this is a trash tier vegetable, but like every time, usually it's very good. So like I've definitely picked up at least more enjoyment from food because I would write it off as like, well, where's my protein? Like, well, you have protein. It's just not meat. Like, oh, okay, I get it now.
Yeah, you also just called cauliflower a trash tier protein.
Cauliflower wants so bad to be everything but cauliflower. Like, it wants so badly to be everybody else, and it's fine. Like, yeah, you can kind of make buffalo cauliflower. I love that for like an appetizer. Mashed cauliflower instead of mashed potatoes is great too.
That's my daughter's favorite, actually.
Really?
Yes, before mashed potatoes.
Yeah, but it really wants to get in everything, so good on it. But
jerk cauliflower, my personal favorite.
So jerk seasoning is something that like I've been trying to play a little bit with. Like any Cajun spices, I feel like working with seafood, it's just a little extra something. But there's no way that I'm going to just jump into making like a very rich seafood broth type thing or anything. So I'm just like sitting, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go to New Orleans now and just like eat what like actual chefs can make.
Well, speaking of a little bit further south, it is time for the moment of truth.
Let's go.
We're gonna do two things. One, we have to check our bottom.
Yes.
To see if I had done it correctly.
Okay.
Alrighty, judgment. I receive all judgment from all parties. Okay, but then I'm gonna allow you to open up this bad boy.
Well, let's look, I gotta say that if I were to make these again, I think the cheese on the outside, like the cheddar definitely looks visually, that and the Gouda looks better than having it just on the inside.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's been cooled enough to not burn us. So, there we go. I'm gonna get this big boy over here.
Yeah.
All right, so I need the camera to be ready for this shot. I want them to be able to see. Okay, you take that one.
Oh, man.
And which one do you want me to open?
Which one are you not gonna eat? You just open. Yeah. Open this one right
This
here.
one right here?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna do that. All right, and you got a little spicy aioli that you made earlier.
Yes,
that
I
is for
do.
dipping. Okay, you ready?
Let me make sure we got the angle. Which one?
You're gonna open his?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just put this.
Get that angle.
Yep.
Let's get in right here.
All right, and just break it open biscuit style.
Ready?
Like you're at.
Oh yeah, that's that stuff right there. Oh
Buttery.
man. So you gotta
crab. I mean, just sandwich it.
you just gotta get into it with just raw. Get that out of here. Oh my god.
Did we get it right?
We did. Also, by the way, I gotta say, I was thinking to myself, like, man, I don't really want to put onions or anything in here because I'm not used to it. Definitely a good idea. Can actually maybe see myself putting a little onion, little red pepper in my crab cakes in the future.
Good to hear.
Yeah.
A little bit of texture, a little bit extra flavor. All
right, let's get
I
to
noticed
this.
that we got your crab in both of these, which is the way. You
Yes.
season your crab better than I season my crab.
I just put you do this thing that pissed me off, right? Every time I go to a recipe or like a website and it's like, just add to flavor. I get what that means. Don't tell me to do that. Like, I know what flavor is like, but like, I don't know visually, like, is this going to be the flavor that I want? Like, how much more should I add? So when you were like, just put a bunch in there, I was like, all right, cool. So I'm glad it tastes good because I was a little worried. I was like, I'd put too much in there.
Honestly, you're gonna experiment, but that is fair because I'm notorious for just add a little bit of this or the cook it till it's done or things like that. That's a bad habit of mine. Oh, they're voting on favorite crab.
Yeah, this is so dumb because anybody who's choosing rock crab just doesn't eat
crab. Yeah,
Like,
you don't eat crab. Why are you here?
Like that was the feeling, and somebody's like, well, I don't know about that. Rock lobster, maybe? No.
I think
I like rock crab, just not as much as like so.
I think everybody likes it. You know, I think that Maryland crab for crab specifically. I only grew up eating blue crab, so the only crab picking, boiling them, like cleaning them out myself.
Yeah,
it's a lot of work. Crab specifically, Maryland crab is a lot of work for a little bit of meat, and that's what makes it so special because you're in there, unless you're doing it fast, you're in there for like 5-10 minutes just to get like barely an appetizer. You gotta eat like 6 crabs. Like, so it's a social thing, and it's like
It's
it really,
communal.
and you get everybody at the table. It's like a long form dinner, and it's like, I mean, with our dinners last 2 hours, 3 hours. Like, it's not, the food is great, but it's the company too. And so like eating crab and crab picking is all of that combined. This is
you spice this up perfectly.
Yeah.
We also have some pretty unhinged conversations.
Oh yeah.
While we're eating, so I kind of enjoy it. But our wait staff has always been excited to have us because we're just like, I think at one point we ordered everything on the menu.
When we went to Girl on the Go, they put us at a table next to the sous chef, and we did put in a hefty order, and we were also like kind of early in the day, I think I remember.
Yeah.
And so the guy came over and he was like, no, this is probably gonna be too much meat, too much food for you. It was like 6 of us, and we had like 9 or 10 dishes. He's like, but you guys ordered really well, and I want you to try our goat neck shawarma that we have. It's like 1.5 pounds of goat neck meat. We only have like 6 of them, but like I save them for a table that I think would like it. And by the way, it's comped. And we're like, yeah,
buddy.
Oh my God. Like, I've never been so excited. Like, there's few things that make you feel cooler than when a chef is like, nice ordering, bud. You're like, yeah, I know what I'm talking about.
See that person over there?
Yeah.
That's who I want at my restaurant.
Exactly.
Because believe me, after some horror stories, I'm good.
I'm sure.
I won't say more.
So good.
You enjoying that?
Yeah.
That's fantastic to hear. I'm gonna send you home with that, by the way. I have a takeout container, so you are eating that. Actually, if you notice that the staff is looking at you, you might have to fight them off, but I can stop them.
No, it's fine. I think everybody should have this, and because I have so much crab at home, I would like everybody to eat your crab.
Your next cooking stream, replicate this. But
maybe, yeah.
And now it's time for the moment of truth. Now, I feel like I'd like to have this center stage, but if you would do me the honor and do this in 2 parts, it is syrup and then the grilled lime over the top.
Okay.
I'm going to viciously watch you eat this, but go ahead.
All right. Oh.
Oh, you go hard, yeah.
Yeah, I think that people get a little too cute with it. It's syrup, dude. Like it's supposed to cover the whole thing. Now, how much line do you like? Because that's about it for me. But I know some people just squeeze the whole thing.
So you noticed that with the chicken, right? We've been resting, okay? You ended up finishing it. We did the butter based, the chicken thigh. We did the waffle. You've had chicken and waffles before.
Oh yeah,
okay?
Roscoe's.
Roscoe's is the spot.
Yeah.
It's always great. I'm not a fan of Roscoe's chicken.
Neither am I.
Roscoe's waffles are great.
Yeah.
I will challenge them. And for the record, I actually practice waffles every 2 weeks. I practice risotto once a month. For some reason, something in the back of my head says I'm going to be in some type of culinary death match where I have to fight for my life.
Listen,
I don't know where
risotto and waffles, and
kind
you're
of.
like, perfect.
It's probably I don't have any beef with Gordon Ramsay, but there's something about it where he feels like he's always in the corner, right? I think 100 people tagged Gordon Ramsay in my dishes one day, and I'm like, stop.
He's your sleep paralysis demon.
Yeah, maybe he's there, and he follows, and that's what makes me even more uncomfortable. Like you have great odds of seeing it. I just don't want someone like that to do so. But yes, I am ready to destroy anybody, including Bobby Flay. That is a personal story. We will not go that way. So I'm going to serve you some chicken and waffles. But while I'm doing so, I have some important questions for you. Okay? You've had so many good career experiences, and I have been dying to know if you had to rank them top to bottom, your best moments in your career that you can recall like nothing else before it. What would you say those were? And talk at length about them.
Okay. All right. So I think that with streaming and with YouTube, the cool thing is that the scene has grown so much in the last 4, 5, 6, 7 years, but specifically since the pandemic, Twitch grew. And like the biggest streamers grew tenfold, right? And yeah, I was gonna say, let me have some of that too. And I think that for me, like the things that I thought were cool still seem cool to me, but like now also looking at the incredible events that people are putting on, they do seem a little small in comparison. But one thing that comes to mind, which is something I did with Amazon, the Grand Tour came over, and they put us out in a quarry up north in like outside of LA, and we played Battleship with cars. So we blew up cars, like real cars, you know, the whole.
Serious?
Yeah, 3 times too. It wasn't just one game, it was 3, like press the button, and an explosion comes, you know, they had like a net above to stop the shrapnel from falling down. I was like, this has gotta be the most extra thing I've ever done. Like, are you kidding me?
I wanna blow up cars.
Yeah, exactly. So like, whenever we get to do things that you're like, this is one of those once in a lifetime opportunities, or like one of those things that, hold on, I gotta eat this food. I want to make all my chicken like this now.
I stopped you in your tracks.
Yeah, this is, I mean.
You know you made this, right?
Yeah, but I want to now make all my chicken like this. Oh man. Yeah, it's also so much lighter than like, one of the things with fried chicken is like, okay, I can have a little bit of that, but a whole fried chicken breast is such a lot of.
It's a lot, right? All the breading, all the other pieces. You can make your waffle lighter if you wanted to. No. If you wanted to cut down the dough and just do a lot of the egg yolk, the egg white instead, and fluff it up. But what do you think?
I mean, this is great. I'm gonna cut right down the middle of this breast, because, yeah, look at that.
Chicken breast.
I get so scared. I mean, I know there's people in chat like this too. Part of the reason that I started cooking for myself and wanted to get better was because I was broke. When I moved out here, like seriously, I was so broke, and like there's only so much you can eat a $1 menu and not feel like garbage. So I remember like going on like Reddit and looking up, you know, those like $7 like 4-meal life hack things, and they're like, you need spices, they suck to buy at first, but they're expensive, and you need to do this, this, and this, and get a bunch of dried ingredients and whatnot. But like the main thing for me was like, I want to just know how to make the basic stuff that will keep me alive, that tastes good, that I can actually enjoy eating and feel comfortable eating. That's not going to be like, here's your $15 per head, you know, delivery food. And it's not that it's bad. There's a time and place for everything, but like, chicken always scared me, because salmonella. First of all, it's gotta be the worst feeling meat. I have no problem with steak, pork, anything, but raw chicken is gross.
Yep.
It looks gross. It feels gross, and I'm afraid of undercooking it. But it's easy to overcook. It's like a really hard thing for me. And so like whenever I look at chicken cooked perfectly like this, I think, oh man, that I'm afraid. Did I underdo that, or did I undercook that? And so like getting that confidence and slowly learning to cook just the bare minimum really helped me actually realize like, okay, it doesn't take 45 minutes to make dinner. It takes 20 minutes to make dinner, and it takes even less if you spread up your, you know, your prep work, or if you do like one big meal and you can do, you know, meal prep over time. So like,
for anybody watching, if you're thinking like, man, I just don't necessarily want to spend time 30 minutes a day. I don't have that time. I don't have the money to cook. You do. You just have to maybe start with like the very basic stuff, the chicken, and use the chicken thighs. Don't use the chicken breast. Like use the cheaper ingredient. Yeah,
thighs save lives.
Yeah, I mean it's so much cheaper than eating out, and like at least in college too, it made me feel like I was doing something. It was like building some skill set that I could actually use for the rest of my life instead of like at a certain point. You get so reliant on ordering food, you're just like, I don't even know what to do and how to break that cycle.
I love that you shared that because you are speaking once again. You spit my philosophy, dude.
Oh man, it's so good.
That reaction is very humbling. I'm very, very happy you're happy right now.
Oh yeah.
But you just hit upon so many great points about how food should be perceived. How often have you seen folks who've been intimidated by food, right? They have no idea what to do. They look for recipes on YouTube. They're looking for the quick stuff, right? Which makes a lot of sense. There are tons of TikToks that are out there right now.
TikTok's been so big for this, right?
Seriously, doing God's work. You know what I mean? Like there's recipes that I can stand by. I go, I can make that from memory just by looking at it. But if I can teach someone else how to do that, you can apply it to tofu, to pork, to chicken, to anything else, and then you've got life skills. It's sick.
Yeah, a lot of like the building blocks for making. I mean, that's when we were talking. When I was talking to your team, like I said, all right, I can make chicken and I can make salmon. That's cool. Those are like main things, cool. But like, what about making other meats better? What about making other fish better? What about like, how do you take the basic skill and just do like, add on to it and make it just seem not as bland? And I've seen so many people who are intimidated with food pick up, try and go to YouTube and look at like recipes and they'll go and they'll look, usually it'll search like quick dinner for two or quick, whatever.
Yeah.
Those recipes suck because it's not that they're quick, it's that they're literally catered for like Chandra who's out here making meal for like her like 12-year-old who doesn't care if you just like blanch the vegetables or whatnot. Like you just put salt on them. I don't know. So they're not good recipes. They're not fun to make.
No.
Cooking is fun. You just gotta look for the right recipes. And also one thing, like I'm a visual learner. I need to see what the butter's supposed to look like. Like if you tell me for 5 minutes that I should, butter base this, halfway through I would have turned that off. The butter was really dark brown and I'm like, well, this is burning probably, I'm done. Would not have cooked the chicken long enough, would not have this flavor, and it's like I get scared, you second guess. But when I have the video and I'm like, oh, mine looks the same.
Okay.
Like, it's easier for me to accept that, so.
Well said.
Yeah.
I feel like that's very gratifying. It's interesting you said that because when you were over there, right, I saw you slow down and you were getting into it and then suddenly you were just kind of getting a little more comfortable because I wasn't correcting you. As a visual learner, you've always been the person who's been, I guess, straight up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you were just confident the moment someone handed it to you, right? You didn't hesitate with anything I asked you to do. You cut the onions the way you wanted it to do so. You were confident in the other waffle recipe. You absolutely nailed the crab. You made it better than I did. I want to be clear. You made the crab better than I did.
But it's a little bit easier to do that when you have the safety net of knowing that this will not be my only meal. Like this will I get worried and still do, and it's not changed. But like when I make food for myself, there's a lot of pressure on that. That's my money, that's my time, that's my dinner. Yeah. And if I mess up any part, I've wasted money, wasted time. And now I gotta go figure out what else I'm gonna eat. And so that to me is a stress that like a lot of people, I feel like there needs to be a little bit more hand holding for like new cooks out there because you walk into the aisle and you're like, there's 19 different pans.
Yep.
Which knife do I use, Andy? Why is every knife set 11? I use 2 knives. A big one and a little one, and like that's like okay, but it seems like there's so much that you feel like you have to know to get into the cooking club, right? That like it's hard for anybody to think where's a reasonable start spot.
So something you said earlier that I've been wanting to ask you about was you said you were broke when you came here.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to know more because this is not an easy city to survive in. At one point, I'll be very upfront. At one point while I was living in New York, I was on $20 a week for food for 2. And essentially I was required to figure out, like I got bones, I had dough, I had breads, we had to use, I think I used some of the starches from other pieces, had to figure it out because I had to make sure that we were taken care of and it bothered me to think otherwise.
Well, yeah.
End of story.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully I'd like to say that I did not have to worry about my family because it was me, but I mean, we, much like everybody would expect, I moved into a house with 6 other content creators.
You were in the house, yeah.
In 2012.
Was that when you stream or?
No, that was back when that was Twitch, but
it was Twitch back then.
Yeah, we were all, I mean, YouTube was still very new in 2012, so like we weren't really making money, man. And so you're splitting all this, you're splitting the rent 6 ways, and you're all just like trying to share the same one freezer and fridge. So like, when I say that I was on a budget, I was lazy. I was on a budget, and I felt like I didn't really know the right way to go about doing this. So like canned chilies, like you could get like 2 for $1, and those like nasty canned chilies probably got me through the first like 6 months. Then Top Ramen.
Oh man.
But Top Ramen, I saw this infographic on Reddit that really did a good job breaking down how do you take this brick of noodles and make it not taste just like a brick of noodles. Like 1 egg goes so far, right? And like all the little like dried. Like all the seasoning and stuff. So like once I made that initial purchase and spent the $5 for the little cayenne pepper, I was like, okay, it's not as bad, it's not as scary, but yeah, it definitely was a lot more careful about how I was wasting stuff and only choosing things I knew I could make.
Do you know David Chang?
I do know of David Chang.
He has his own line of noodles now, noodle packages.
Oh yeah?
Okay, swear by him. So if you, to trigger that memory again, imagine having your Top Ramen, but just going like, I feel like I've spent $10 on this package.
Wow.
It's ridiculous, like it's insane. How do you just have that here?
I stole those last week, it's so good.
Okay, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Every single time I just say something, it's here. So this is like a magical kitchen now. You're taking that home with you.
Yeah, I am taking it home.
Right? Yeah, the Momofuku packaged noodles, it's like sesame and scallion, I want to say, with the soy. It's so good. I add a tablespoon of butter.
Yeah, this
so
is
freaking good.
Yeah.
How do you just have that? It's so annoying.
Yeah, for soy and scallions, spicy soy. I mean, they do a good job with this. Yeah, Momofuku is actually funny, weird story. It's next to my friend's offices, and they production clubs are offices. They basically throw. They do production for huge artists like Skrillex, and they do like the Rams Super Bowl. They did like that stuff. So they will routinely book out their office space / the outdoor space to throw like full-size outdoor concerts. Problem is Momofuku does not close.
Yeah.
So there will be a full-on techno festival separated by a thin fence and people eating like what is a very nice restaurant. And I can't think to myself like, man, like there's no way they're having a good time. Like there's 0% chance that they're having a good time. I'm having a great time, but I've always thought like I've got to go there and I've never had the chance.
That's a really interesting concept though. Have we ever had fine dining or really nice hors d'oeuvres at like a concert before?
Yes, oh my God.
Oh, what? Oh God, okay.
I just came back. I went to Tomorrowland, an incredible festival, probably the best, nicest festival in the entirety of the world. It's in Belgium. They've been doing it in the same city for 25, 30 years. And I finally got to go. It's been one of my bucket list festivals. I get to go this year after 3 years of having tickets. I'm with a big group, and this group has, gone with, they know the people that put on the festival. So take this with a grain of salt because I don't think it's necessarily easy to get here. But we show up and they literally had a Michelin star chef come and prepare for us at the morning of the festival. Just meats, like octopus. I'm eating octopus at a music festival, and it's good. I mean, like the finger foods and stuff, and they had them like walking around the VIP area as well. Where I mean, that was a little bit like a step down from the actual chef, but like black truffle, like little pastries and stuff that they're walking around. I'm like, this is something so good that I would feel fine if you served it to me at a restaurant, and it's 85 degrees out, and Martin Garrix won't get off the microphone in front of me. So like this is really, it was so nuts.
Lord, that sounds amazing. I've never had that experience before.
I don't think I will have an experience that rivals it, but like, yes, fine dining and music, I don't really want to sit and eat and dance most of the time, but hey, who knows?
I mean, hey, that might be the time where we finally get to do something together. It's just like, hey, we went like super bougie pre-show and then like ridiculously post-show, because I'm a diner guy. I love going to diners after that. But if your diner happens to be having like fantastic pieces, like we're gonna eat together again, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I would hope so.
I mean, yeah, I'll be back out here. So I'm gonna let you finish, but I did get you a small gift. bad. Okay, I hope it's okay.
No.
But you've enjoyed a lot of wines. You've enjoyed a lot of alcoholism recently. Okay.
I have.
Can't show
Wait,
it on
when
camera.
you say that, it makes it sound like I'm an alcoholic.
No, you're not. I swear.
Which
Can you
I
put
am
that
a
over?
little bit, but no.
Okay. Thank you kindly.
Oh my
So
God.
check it out. We're only
Do
gonna
not
keep this
open
here.
alcohol on camera. Don't worry at all.
So I have a couple pieces for you. So these are all
Wow.
local breweries.
My
okay?
brother, yes, thank you.
So I don't know if you've been a fan of these, but I wanted to give you a couple things to take home, try these out, and then kind of compare them because they actually would pair very well with all of these foods.
This is, man, I appreciate it. Thank you, bud. This
Thank
is so
you, dude.
good. Yeah, and also let me put these. Thank you for putting more of the noodles in here. This is what I'm talking about.
Just steal noodles.
Yeah,
and things
I
like
mean,
that.
you know.
We'll get you another bag. And nothing was seen.
That's what I think about your gift.
It is all good. We'll put that there, but
it's fine.
we got Amazon box there. We'll place
The
it there.
people in the suits are gonna be like, so you had an F word and then you showed some stuff. No, it's fine.
It's okay. There'll be some guys coming with
Yeah,
my house.
I know.
so.
Yeah, and mine too. I'm like, how do you even find out I live here?
But yeah, I wanted to make sure I sent you home with that because obviously I have some pretty interesting Christmas gifts to get you this year because I don't like that you're slacking on certain equipment, sir.
I would like you to know that for when am I gonna make? Okay, don't take offense. In my head, I go, when am I gonna make stiff? This is smudged. When am I gonna make stiff white peaks of like egg whites outside of like doing it for stream? The answer is almost never, but that's probably because I don't have a mixer. So I think that yes.
The utility piece is gonna get you, but at the same time, I get it. Like, don't go too hard on those things.
Yeah, I know. I mean, and we have to trade. So I don't even know. What do you get I'm not getting you anything cooking related. I was like, what do you get a chef for Christmas?
You'd be surprised. There's a lot of things I don't have, but this is gonna be weird.
Okay.
I'm somebody, if you made me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, I'm so happy. I'm the easiest person to cook for. Like, because think about how many people actually cook for me.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, it's a very low number.
No,
Ready?
I get it. I truly do. And so I think at the very least it would be nice if you were if you're in town, we could invite you over to the Friendsgiving where you won't cook and we'll all cook because that's what we do anyways.
Just promise me that you don't ask me anything. Okay?
I'm not. Yeah. No.
Just,
It's
like just give me booze and things like that.
Yeah, no,
So-
you will sit down. We'll just be a nice casual hangout, and more likely than not, we'll have like backup pizza in case anybody just butchers the stuff.
Deal. All right, folks, that is it for us today. It has been a fantastic episode. Please don't forget to follow us on Twitter, on all our socials. Don't forget to come to TwitchCon, see us, come and audition. You could be the next crown host. We're at booth 2018. Again, that's at TwitchCon. It's been fantastic to see you all. It's been a pleasure to have you, Tucker.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. Next week, we're gonna have some fantastic guests. And don't forget to follow us. My Mixed Plate is the hashtag you're gonna use. Show us your recipes, share your family experiences, show us what you're made of. It's been an absolute pleasure, folks. Thank you so much. We got Bose next week? Bose is gonna be fun.
That's gonna be a
I
good
can't
one.
wait.
Can you eat or what?
No, you
Yes, you
cannot
guys
eat
can
this
come
week.
eat.
No,
Yes, you
come
can
on
eat.
over.
Come
We
on
have
in.
waffles, we have chicken.
Yes.
Thank you, everybody.
Absolutely gotta try this shit. It's so
Ooh.
good. Yes.
Nice. Oh,